What's good? What's good? Can I get a microphone check?
Clear
How
on
you hear
my
me?
end. What about you?
I'm good. I'm good. I hear you. I hear you. All right, y'all.
Cool,
What's good?
cool.
What's good? Let me see. The music too loud for you?
Straight.
All right, cool, cool. All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Stream or Skip with me, a brother of a certain age, and my co-host, Slanda, aka Slander God, aka Positively Hate.
Oh man, hey, 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 hey.
What's good, man? How you
Likes
doing?
that. I likes that. What's good? How's everybody in the chat doing? Dr. Nikki, Toy, Unfolded. How's everybody doing? About you? You finally finished it after watching everything. What was your thoughts?
Um. So again, I knew the ending because we know the story, but I gotta say that I think it might have been 7. Episode 7 was the most emotionally tied. I think it was 7 where he was with his brother. And his brother came and he was sitting outside. We'll get into it. Yeah, that one that probably would scene hit the hardest. Thinking about like, and the series humanized him. Like you think about,
It did. It really did.
despite what he did, you got to see like that human side of him, and that scene there with his brother, which we will talk about a little later. But it touched me, and knowing there was some stuff that I found out that I didn't know, so it was good. But I thought overall it was good. It kept me going, man. And did you check out some of that those phone calls?
I listened to some, but not all of them.
It's a lot. It was it was like 20 minutes at a time. But I was surprised that they had that and they put that up on the internet.
Oh yeah, anything. Honestly, you can get anything like you know what I'm saying, like because all the calls are recorded and stuff like that. You can really get it. It's just wild that it's just like that accessible, and you can make content out of it.
Yeah, and him actually. What do you think about him actually being so free to? Because they clearly it's a recorded call. Like some of the stuff that he was talking about in those recorded
That
calls.
is always like I've always wondered and thought about that because I saw a lot of people get caught up and in trouble on their court cases and stuff is the fucking phone calls, and it literally tells you right before you start talking, this is being recorded.
Yeah, it's
But
recorded.
I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I don't. A lot of people have gotten in trouble because of them phone calls. So
Yeah. It was, but it was interesting too to hear like the actual, because they did some accurate. They did like they was really accurate with the show. But they actually hear his voice saying these things. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah, he really was that guy. This is who he really was. So, but nah, I thought overall it was real good, real well done. I'm glad we picked that for the first joint.
Let's see. They're talking about them now. Okay, seems better. But no, I definitely like the show. Now you said it humanized them because the media, I won't say they made him seem like this monster and this evil guy, but you know what I'm saying? But I mean, his story didn't help and everything that happened. But no, I agree with that statement. This definitely made you just, I won't say feel sorry for him, but be like, damn, I kind of get, you feel me, what the fuck he was going through.
Yeah, for sure. All right. I see Sam Rowe in the building. I know you acknowledge people, but I want to say what's up, Dr. Nikki, Lisa J, Stocks, YouTube Unfolded, of course, is here. I got that Queen drop, but she comes in as YouTube Unfolded now, so I don't know if I could, if that fits now.
Dr. Nikki good now?
There's always gonna be a rivalry
between
when this Cowboys and Giants, is always gonna be a rivalry, but it's done like I do everything else with love.
As long as it's love, everything should be good.
Yes,
sir. Right, so let's just kick it off with episode 6. Episode 6 starts off with him and the physical therapist at a resort in Mexico.
Right.
Now, What I say about the situation, because the way the show makes it seem like that was the only like guy, so to say, that he was dealing with.
Yeah, they after college, right?
Well, yeah,
Supposedly,
after college and all that, yeah.
yeah, he was supposedly the only guy he was dealing with, and he was still struggling with the fact that he was, carrying on a full blown relationship with a woman, being a tough NFL guy, but he still had love and actually missed this guy. He taking trips. Caught,
But they could say he was in love with that guy.
yeah, I thought he was. I thought I've
Yeah,
like, well, okay.
no, you good.
Now I thought he was because unless it was just like one of them things where at the drop of a hat, he was just somebody he knew that he can, go hook up with or whatever. But he
Yeah.
seemed to have feelings for dude to me.
Well, that was apparent to me when they were having breakfast or whatever. And Aaron's was talking about like, life with him, and then Aaron's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a kid, by the way." So it was just funny hearing Aaron talk about that, and then that guy was kind of like, "It's really not what I'm here for."
Yeah.
Thought it was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. See, Toy Lady felt like that. Right? Toy
I
Lady
mean,
said,
no, because dude, low key broke his heart there, and he told him like, "Yo, this is just what this is. It's never gonna be nothing more." Because he had a girlfriend, and I don't know if he had a kid at the time, but he had a situation going on.
yeah, I think he was getting, was he married? He was getting married. It was something like that.
I was about to say it was one of them situations.
Yeah. Yeah. I should know that. But they both was obviously both were struggling, and but they didn't mind taking time off and
Oh,
you know going to see each other. And
But I feel like with Aaron, he was struggling more. Like with that guy, I feel like the physical therapist, he accepted that what this is what this is and nothing more. Aaron was the one where I feel like he he wanted to live the life with that dude, but then he did it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I guess they're in Mexico. He can do whatever he wants. He don't have to hide it or whatnot. Just that situation was just weird. But
yeah, and I think his life outside of being with this guy, his football life and all that, everything was hyper masculine. So his struggle, I'm assuming, was, it just seemed like it makes sense that it would be more of a struggle because of what he did for a living, and the fact that he had to hold up this image in the public, but also on the team, and it didn't help that he always recalled his pops as well.
yeah, Pop's flashbacks was crazy.
Yeah, there was
So,
one that towards the end. Oh, you know what? I'll leave it to the end because
oh
there
yeah,
was
yeah,
something. There was something they did. I
yeah.
was just like, I didn't think they
You didn't
needed to
like
do that.
that?
I thought it was interesting, but that was like, sometimes there's a suspense of what's actually Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? What are they
Oh yeah,
taking
yeah, yeah,
liberties
yeah.
with? And then there's stuff that you go, okay, they just threw
Well,
a Hail Mary on this one.
yeah, we getting that. We getting that. We getting that.
Yeah.
So he goes back home. Shorty, it's weird. It's like she knows, but she doesn't want to know. I don't know. It's all weird. So Aaron gets caught letting that one dude flip his money for him
Right.
because he was still, under the rookie contract.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people that that probably would do that to try to make some extra money. But
Oh, how many ladies do we know that are falling for? Let me get that tax check and flip it.
yeah,
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
yeah. Let's see. Dr. Nikki had a comment here. A lot of missed opportunities for intervention. That kind of.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. But he was so good at hiding it. I don't think a lot of people knew or realized it at the time. Like, that's one thing you got to give him. He was a master of disguise.
Master of disguise, and and then like certain things that like when his emotional blow-ups, you know what I'm saying, is his anger. Those things are off-putting to people, so you might not want to challenge somebody or dig deeper into what they got going on when they get so upset like that. So that, I think, him being able to do that and vent in that way kind of kept people, especially the wife, kept her from like really just going in on it. And plus, like I totally agree. She knew things. She just, she put her head in the sand on a lot of time. Well, and literally, just look the other way at certain times. And the thing about her looking the other way at certain times is that the way it was portrayed is like she was doing it, but they half insinuated that she might have still been confused by certain things the way she was carrying on.
Oh, definitely. And then back to what Dr. Nikki said, like everybody knew there was something wrong with him, from the coaches, his agent, family members, but still nobody wanted to say or do anything.
Yeah, well, we go back to his coach saying either he's gonna go to the Hall of Fame or go to
Audit,
jail. Like
audit.
he was on his way to one, ended up detouring to the other one.
You know how fucked up it is to get your team to the Super Bowl and you gotta sit in jail and watch?
Yeah, you don't get to reap any of that, and to be did we get to the point where he got his contract? He's got his contract yet or no?
No, that's the next
Okay,
episode.
all right, never mind. We'll get there.
What she said, yeah, his father's death played a big role. All the stuff that happened in Florida. No, all the signs were there that there was something wrong with this kid. That he just needed someone to talk to. You feel me? Just needed a little bit of guidance. But you heard
And
Bill. I
yeah,
just need
we
you
don't
to
get into that.
yeah.
I don't even when he was in trouble. I don't really. We don't focus on that. I focus on football in the game. But you seen from
Right.
like Florida, from the first time you walked in the locker room, I'm like, yo, really? Like the first time you walked in the locker room, dudes is up there, playing around with each other and putting their junk in each other's face and all this stuff. And I was like, okay, he this is a wild atmosphere, and he needed somewhere. He probably would have been better off mentally if he went to UConn, but I don't know there either because his friends was home, so I don't even know. He just needed a lot of intervention.
As fucked up as it is to be, like, he needed his dad. As fucked up as a person as he was, he just needed him.
Yeah.
Like I hate to be like that guy, but he'd probably still be alive and in the league and all that if his father was still here.
Yeah. But what do you think he would have been doing as far, because he probably would have been trying harder to suppress who he actually was, sexually if his pop was alive, because that was like the one person that he feared like nobody's business finding out.
Oh shit, she just dropped a bar in the chat. The football was the beard of his psychology. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's real shit.
Yeah.
You said that multiple times. The only time I feel good is when I'm playing. Uh he has a conversation with his aunt and she pretty much knew about him the whole time.
Yeah. She was telling him, basically telling him you could be yourself around me. But
Oh yeah. I liked her character. That's who he needed more in his life. Had she been able to, like, I guess, be down there with him in Florida, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I feel like she could have probably kept him on the right track.
yeah, he needed her too. And but she would have. I think maybe if she was down there though, because um, she still had a bunch of. She had a lot going on as well.
Oh yeah.
A lot of those guys were kind of hanging around and stuff like that. So
I'll be honest. The only reason he met them was through her, which I mean it's fucked up. But you could tell you just happened to be there. You feel me? Just timing.
yeah. I thought it was interesting too how over time, these guys. Not that he when he met these guys, he was in awe of them, even though he was who he was, and he was a little bit afraid of them because who they were. All of these guys, and then as it went on, he was more like they was more worried about him, and he was pushing them around. And he was talking shit to them. I found
Oh
that
yeah.
interesting.
What did you mean? Peter got with the money. He the boss. He the
Yeah,
one in charge now. Him and Shay are baby shopping. And we kind of see, I like how they did that with the camera stuff, how they insinuate that the CTE is there. Like
yeah.
the lights fuck with him. His memory's bad. He can't remember his his area code, the zip code.
Yeah, yeah,
Couldn't remember the zip code.
that was good. They did a lot of that. They focused on that. those are the little slight things that humanized them, where you was like, because if he just went through as an asshole, just fucking people up and shooting people, and you ain't see him crying, you ain't see him struggling with light, you ain't see him having to deal with pain issues and stuff like that. That humanized them a lot when they showed those things, which anybody could relate to.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, the show had a really good balance of the paranoia and the mental issues, the drug use, and the CTE. It really had a real good balance of that.
Absolutely.
So he's in the store. He starts texting the physical therapist. Physical therapist isn't responding, and you can see that that's starting to bother him, and he's getting upset.
Yep. Yeah. That's where like those things was letting me know that he cared about the physical therapist more than. Well, they didn't dig into the physical therapist's life because the show was about Aaron, but
Yeah.
from what you saw, he definitely was, he was missing him, and if he was one of those people that, like, other than football field, he seemed to feel safe with this guy as well. Football
I
field,
think
and
it's
then
because he could be his genuine self with him. He couldn't do that with nobody else.
yeah, that's a big thing. That's a big thing to be able to be yourself around somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's huge.
So that happens. He gets upset. This is the first time we see him to start messing with powder.
Hmm.
Now, they never said specifically what it was till like down the road. Now, I thought it was cocaine, but they said it was K2. I don't know. But this is when he starts snorting and smoking powder.
Yeah. And well, I could just say that people that know when you start mixing that in and weed, and then you got your pills, and you're hiding your true life, like it's just a bad mixture, and the pressure has to be like, you have to have like probably them pressure headaches, and then you're also the one too, right? Because everybody is counting on you, especially when you go back home. But you also, you got the pressure of this married life. You're trying to hide it. So add in some coke and some K2. Yeah.
Now, Dr. Nikki put something in the chat. Why do you think Hernandez is not referred to as a serial killer? I don't think he was a serial killer. I think he just was in some fucked up moments, and he just couldn't think clearly, and he just reacted terribly. And he only killed 3 people. It's not like he killed multiple people. Like, if he had killed like 5, 6, then okay, he got a problem. But with him, now, granted, he did shoot somebody in the face, but they did live. But no, I don't think he was a serial killer.
Yeah. And it's an interesting thing, like that in the hood, like we know dudes that's
No, they
got
killed a few people, yeah.
that got bodies on them, and we never look at them as serial killers. You know what I'm saying? We don't look at them in that way, like we did, like what's the guy named in New York that was shooting people? That said like a dog. Yeah, like a dog told him to do it or something like that. Dog was talking to him. I forgot the name of the guy. You might be a little too young for that, but I forgot the guy's name. I don't know if Dr. Nikki or TMK. Even Triggs.
No.
Triggs is a little older too. But he, you consider him a serial killer because he had a type. Maybe is serial killer. Do they consider it because they pick a type of person, or is it just that they got multiple bodies?
Yeah, it's multiple bodies. They take breaks in between. It's a lot. But I mean, no, she has a good point. I think with just black people, we don't necessarily, like you said, he just got bodies. We don't think. Like, I never thought of King Von as a serial killer until I watched like a YouTube documentary on here, and they broke it down. He killed like 8 people. Everything that the FBI says is a serial killer, he checked off on all the lists. So I guess that's just our people thing. We don't necessarily, look at it like a serial killer. You know what I mean? I don't know.
And he like, when speaking of King Von, like a sociopath, like be able to smile and you know what I'm saying, and move around. But he told you what he was doing, so. it wasn't like typical serial killers who don't generally make records about it. No, don't ever make records about what they're doing. Serial killers usually, the image of them is usually in hiding. FBI or local police looking for them, leaving clues, maybe even leaving, notes or
Say
whatever.
something, what do they
Yeah,
call it? Yeah, but nah, I wouldn't classify him as a serial killer.
but it is interesting, Dr. Nikki. It is interesting.
Okay, well, shit. Speaking of, so he's at the club. He's been doing the powder and all that. He's drunk, high. He's with that friend that he gives money to flip for him and shit. So he's walking. He's fucked up. He ends up bumping into these guys. That is true. He did. So he ends up bumping into these guys. They spill drinks on him. Turns into a situation. His friend comes over there, breaks it up, like, yo, what the fuck is you doing? Because, Aaron almost pulled, you feel me?
Yeah.
At this point, he keeps a gun on him for whatever reason. What was he, 6'5", 230? Yeah, you was good, G. You was good.
And I was going to say, all he did was run and lift and hit people. So you good, bro. You good. You know what I'm saying?
So the friend, they end up leaving the bar. They're walking out. Aaron finally chills out. They get in the car, but before Aaron gets in the car, he notices the guys that spilled a drink on him, that they're leaving the bar as well. So they start following those guys. They run into each other at a red light. They pull up. Aaron's hanging out the window like, yo, everything's good. Da, 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 da. Then he pulls out the gun, starts talking shit to him.
Yeah.
The friend is in the front, so like, yo, what the fuck is you doing, bro? Like, chill, get in the car. It's not that deep. Aaron's high on that shit. Like I said, they kind of insinuate the CT kicks in. He just gets a real blank stare on his face, and he just starts shooting into the car like 3 or 4 times, and they pull off.
The shooter is calming him down. So imagine that the guy that's the shooter, he's the one. Sherrod, the shooter, is calming him down, telling him like, "What you doing?" And the other thing I found interesting about that was 4 people in the car, and the 2 in the front died, right? But they never. I don't know how they never tied it to him. They did have the car description, and he hid the car, but I found it interesting that they weren't able to tie him to that initially, because those other guys saw him too, but they did not. Those other guys lived. But that aside, he's on. At this point, if you his buddy, even as the shooter, you got to know, like, there's something wrong with this dude. But I don't expect that guy to intervene or anything, because
no. You can tell he's there just for the trip.
Yeah, he want and the money, like you said. He's the money, so he gonna kind of let him do his thing, and he ended up paying for it as well.
Oh yeah. So they kill the guys. Aaron sees it on the news. He goes and hides the car at his aunt's house. Tells his aunt, yo, I need you to hide this. Don't tell nobody. And again, she's probably the most solid and most loyal person he has in his life to him.
She absolutely
She says
was.
what car. Doesn't even ask. Doesn't even hesitate.
She's by far the most loyal to him throughout the whole thing.
I'm gonna say Shay is too, but I get it, just because he's known her his whole life, so I get it.
You remember there's a scene later on with Shay where she had to say, hey, like, we don't, you know what I'm saying, we don't talk about anything. Like, we this is for life. Like, there was a scene later on in the movie where she had to check Shay. Well, she tried to check Shay on, because remember she was talking. Anyway, we'll get there.
All right, so all that shit happens. He gets a phone call from his agent. He's freaking out because he thinks he's caught, because they're talking about it on the news, but the news saying pretty much the cops have nothing. They don't know what the fuck happened. And Sherrod tells him, like, the cops aren't going to care about 2 black guys getting killed, bro. We're good. We're straight. Well, his agent calls him and tells him the Patriots want to offer him a $40 million contract for 4 years, I want to say.
4 or 5 years for $40 million, I want to say.
That ain't bad.
Nah, not at all. not at all. He, that's life changing. That's what he was.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what they were talking about. That's what his father was talking about. Um, and that had to be like, and most of this shit I can't imagine, but imagine, just try to imagine like you are out here doing all this shit. You get a phone call, you expecting something, because remember he was like in a panic, like
Oh, terrible.
yeah, like what's going on? What's going on? And he's like, oh, you about to get $40 million. Half of it had to be like, scared shitless because you about to come into this money, but the other half is like, I'm doing all this shit and I just got a bag after, I just killed 2 people and I just got a bag.
Well, you could tell after that he didn't care no more. I think after a while, if you don't get caught, you just don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he
I ain't get
definitely
caught.
did.
So he gets a $40 million contract. He buys a big house, gets a mansion. Him and Shay get engaged. She's pregnant at this point, and like I say, he doesn't even care about the night anymore.
No.
So they're having a baby shower, and Sherrod shows up. And Sherrod's upset because he feels like Aaron's been ducking him since everything happened. And Sherrod's like, I'm holding you down this whole time. Like, which I'm not going to be. Yeah, fuck. I get what Sherrod. I get what Sherrod was saying.
Yeah, he definitely was, because you saw it, he was ignoring him. He definitely was ignoring his calls and stuff like that. And I don't quite know what he thought was going to happen, or he just felt like, I'm just going to stop talking to him and I'm going to ignore his calls, and especially that he knows where the bodies are, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I found it, I didn't understand why he was trying to separate himself from him at that point, because he was the one that actually did it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand why he was separating himself from that guy at that particular time. But yeah, he was. But his mind was warped. So
His mind was all fucked up. But I guess Sherrod being upset because it's like, you're not about to put this and pin this on me and try to make it seem like I did that when you did that.
yeah. So I got why he was upset. Like I said, I didn't understand why he ghosted his boy like that. I didn't understand that part.
So they, I guess, somewhat piece it up and they go about their business. He is at practice and messes up his ankle. And then that is when we see him get introduced to pills.
Yeah. Add that to it. I had put that in there a little earlier. But yeah, add those pills to it. And the fact that you can't do anything. You're not mobile. So you're basically laying around feeling sorry for yourself. You want to be out there because, like you said, football was his safe place. So you can't do the thing that you love, and you drunk, smoking, hot. Like he was the cocktail, man. The cocktail he was taking was just like you can't. And then add the CTE, like you could see him going downhill. You could see the paranoia starting to build. So it didn't surprise me that he started going downhill once he started trying to manage the pain with those pills.
And I mean, he already had an addictive personality. And I mean, the team doctor, he didn't even like, because honestly, I don't feel like he needed Vicodin. You feel me? It was just a sprain.
Yeah.
Like he didn't need the strongest thing they got. You could have just, here's something like, you can still work out and shit. You'll be good. But like you said, he was ghostified on the couch, sleep, smoking, drinking. He wasn't doing shit.
Yeah. Did the situation with the baby happen at that point? Or that was after? That was during that time, right? Where
No. That was his shoulder.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? See, good thing I got you on here. I would have been mixing this shit all the way up.
It all happened so fast. Because I mean, when you think about it, he only was in the NFL for what was it, a year, maybe 2?
I think he maxed out at 3 years because his rookie year was the year they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Giants. By the way, Dr. Nikki, I don't know if you knew that, but was that year?
It might. I don't know. I have to look into that one.
I'll look at it.
Cool. So that happened. So Shay goes to talk to her mom. and just confide in her because, like I said, like we said, she knows something's up and something's going on,
Hmm.
but she doesn't want to admit it. Like she knows the signs are there, all that. Like it's in her face. She's even no, she didn't see the text messages yet. So her mom tells her that she should be grateful for everything she has and just deal with Aaron's BS.
Yeah, you see a lot of that in movies where somebody gets, whether it be they get that golden ticket, whether it's the husband or the wife or somebody gets that, and when they're having issues, the parents are like, "Hey, this is good, man. You got to, what I'm saying, you made it. You know, you got to kind of just go along with it." So, especially from the people around him, when they like, you ain't got to work for the rest of your life if you don't want to. So they're
Yeah.
looking at him like, yeah, just hold it tight, hold tight, and you know, but they're not in that relationship. So, but I seen that a lot in some of these stories.
I don't know. When I saw it, I was like, damn, that's just because that's her mom. You feel me? It's your mom. You know, your mom should want best for you. And I mean, I guess in a way, that's kind of would be what's best for her, but just not. But again, I don't think her mom knew how much was going on because, for real, they both did a great job at hiding it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she was, and I do stand a little bit corrected about who was the most loyal to him, because she definitely um, was very loyal. It's a I would say it's a neck and neck between the aunt and him. I mean, and the wife, but yeah, she did a lot of looking the other way. I see here, yeah, he was only in the league for 3 years. So
Okay,
2010, I think that was the year they went to the Super Bowl, and then they lost, and then the year after that.
they won it.
I think they won it the year after he got hurt, or no, he was on trial. I want to say they won because they
Okay,
lost.
so then his third year. Gotcha.
Yeah, so he was only in the league for three. It's crazy. It seemed like he was in the league longer than that.
Oh yeah, seemed like he had a stretch. It felt
Yeah,
like it during this.
yeah, it seemed like he had a stretch, but he was only in the league for 3 years.
So he goes to see the doctor. His ankle is not finishing up whatsoever. He tells them, "Fuck it," and they shoot it up with what was it? Some type
Was
of
it
pain numbing
was it
medicine.
was it Teradol? Because I know that was one of
Yes,
the.
that's what it was. That's what it was. Shot him up with that, so he couldn't feel nothing when he was running in. Hey, back out there getting his skull cracked,
Hmm.
and that's how the episode ended.
Nice, and added another head injury to let you know that he was, you know, he still was getting concussed.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just couldn't believe he would like risk this. Like I guess like I wonder how often they do that. Just inject, some tranquilizer and some shit like that, and you feel because that's not gonna help. Like you could really get hit and you don't feel it. You know what I'm saying?
You,
It's already messed up, so you can
yeah,
really,
yeah,
fuck
you
it
don't
up
even.
even worse.
No, that was a common thing years ago. They used to just shoot them there. I don't know if you ever seen that movie. What was the movie where like it had a bunch of like Lawrence Taylor, Jamie Foxx played the quarterback. Um,
I've
Jamie
heard of it, but
Foxx.
I haven't seen. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, they was talking about, there was the Lawrence Taylor played in, and then his character, he was just telling the doc, "Yo, just shoot me up," and they would just go in that room, shoot him up, and put him back on the patch him up, put him back on the field. So, um, yeah. So Nikki was saying that relative, the aunt, she did time on him. Okay, okay, I got you. Any given Sunday, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it was. He even give us
True.
some. Mikey had it. Somewhere right, Mikey. He must be, maybe he's talking to text. I'll give him some grace.
All right, so episode 7 starts off. We see the aftermath of the first episode. Remember, the intro was him shooting Sharon in the face,
Yeah, yeah,
and it just kind of, just ended there after he did it. He just got in the car and left.
right.
Now, with this episode, we saw how Sharon even survived. That's the one thing I never understood with him, and like just whenever he, did what he did to people, didn't try to hide it, clean up, nothing, would just
Yeah,
just leave.
Yeah, he would just
And it
go.
wasn't like they were in low places, none of that. They were in a fucking by a factory and stuff.
Yeah, he would just go to an award show or go to a dinner. You know what I'm saying? Just continue life, go pick his baby up and hug him. You know, this is like you said, like that. This is like serial killer type stuff, though. You know what I'm saying? This is like just go on with your life. A sociopath, psychopath type stuff. To be able to just shoot your friend in the face. Now you know he alive, and then just be like, "Hmm,"
No,
you know.
that's what's up.
And then when you get shut down for it, you'd be like, "No, I don't know what he's talking about." No,
That's great. I couldn't believe that.
yeah, what do you know? What is he talking about? No, that didn't happen. I don't know. And just have the story ready to go.
So dude's in the hospital. He has surgery. They take the bullet out. Cops come and ask him who did this. You know him. He's from the streets. I don't know. I'm not talking to y'all.
Yep.
He calls Aaron, lets Aaron know, hey, you shot me. You fucked up. You couldn't even kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna pay. I'm gonna get you. So he starts threatening Aaron every day, pretty much via text, phone call. At first I didn't get like what, like, are you trying to shake him down, or are you really trying to retaliate? Like, I didn't get it at first.
Yeah, he started off. It seemed like he was coming for him. Had my man run out into the parking lot, looking around in the parking lot, looking crazy. And then you see what it did turned into, like, you know what? This might be an opportunity to get some money. And you know, listen, I would say he should have been compensated for it, but you know, I found it odd that a street dude would do that.
So now we see the paranoia go to the next level. He gets the old homies from the hood, Fish and what was dude's name?
Oh, which one? One of the
The one
bigger
that
one.
looked like Lazy Bone. No,
Oh,
Fish was the bigger one.
okay.
Let's call him Lazy Bone. Fish and Lazy Bone hires them as security. They come to the house and you see him get a whole bunch of fucking guns.
Yeah.
Now, we already knew he was paranoid with the whole him being gay and whatnot, but now this adds a whole nother layer to it. Because he knows Sherrod knows where he lives. He showed up to the baby shower. He knows about his girl, the kid, and all that. So this takes shit to the next level for him.
Yeah. I'm just real quick. I looked at it was Carlos Ortiz and Ernest Wallace. I don't know. Did they change the names in the movie?
No, they didn't. So Ortiz, Williams called nigga Ortiz. He ain't look just like Lazy Bone.
Yeah, he did. He did. That's why I fuck with you. He's like, you know what? Just call him Lazy Bone.
They know what we talking about. So he's playing, they're at the game. He gets tackled, arm pops out of socket. And he just, hey, push it back in. We got to get back to it.
Push it back in. I actually did that.
Does that hurt when it goes back? I've never had an arm pop out of it, but does that hurt? It just sound, because that pop just.
And I never got it fixed. I went to the doctor, and if I got the surgery that they wanted, I would have missed my senior year. So I was just like, and I said, what would happen if I don't get it done? He was like, your body will just adjust, but you don't always have issues with your shoulder. So I never got it fixed. I just went on with it. So yeah, when you out there, you like, yo, I'm not. You think about it at that time, because I'm only talking about high school. I'm a senior. I'm not gonna miss my senior year because of stupid shoulder. Every time I hit it, it was just like a ringing pain that would go all the way up the side of my head. But I was not gonna. So I understood that pain. But when you are a $40 million product, yeah, you got to do things different. So
and it just pops right the fuck back in too. That's another thing about, like, you can get right back to the game. Like I said, you just gotta get that motherfucker back in.
Yeah. And these guys, and they shoot each other up. I mean, they get shot up by the trainers and stuff like that, medical staff, and get back up.
You've had to use that before, Dr. Nick? Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, man. For you to be able to go out there and put all that fucking weight on it and run and juke
Yeah,
motherfucker. Oh yeah, that
yeah,
shit.
yeah. That Toradol is definitely something that has been abused heavily in sports. A lot of medications have been abused heavily in sports, but Toradol is one of them things. If you get a chance, you know, later on, just take a look that up and see what was going on with that. Yeah, for sure.
Now this next scene, this was a rare moment because we didn't see a lot of moments like this with him. He was vulnerable and asked somebody for help. Asked the coach for help. Said it. Well, first he wanted to get traded.
Right.
He goes to Bill, tells Bill, "Yo, I got something going on. Guy from the old neighborhood's messing with me. My family's in danger. Can I get a release? Can I get a trade?" And I'm not gonna lie. We just gave you 40 million. Nah, you're not going nowhere. We got
Yeah,
you locked in.
you ain't going nowhere, bro. Yeah, that was another thing too that was an opportunity for them to ask more questions about what's going on, especially given his history and who he was. They didn't really like dive deep into it, and I guess they didn't have enough care for it because I'm pretty sure the NFL got like FBI people on staff, or they got a connection with
Like,
people
easy.
that they could. So there was opportunities for people to like really, really look into what was going on with him, and for somebody who is from the area, who loves the team, who's a star athlete, to ask to be traded when at what was he at the time, like 21, 22 at the time. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's
just
like
what,
red.
second
Yeah,
year.
yeah, it's like red flags where they had an opportunity to like dive in a little bit more, but they didn't take it. But that was his life was filled with that. Like Dr. Nikki said, plenty of opportunities for people to you know intervene and try to help him out, or at least try to see what the hell was going on with him.
Well, honestly, dude just didn't care. Like he said it multiple times throughout the show. I'm just a coach.
Yeah, yeah. He was
Like,
literally like his press conferences are. If you watch his press conferences,
and I mean, I guess it's one of those things where, hey, as long as he's getting the wins, I don't give a fuck what he does or how he runs this, as long as we're getting Super Bowls and shit. So
yeah.
it
And you had
was it's
and they had Gronkowski with him too, and Tom Brady. So even though Aaron was a huge part of the offense.
not a field check. I think we can say he didn't. I'm not gonna say didn't give a fuck, but he just pick up the ball and run.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you get out on the field? No, okay, get better. When you get better, come back out.
Now he does tell him that you're going to Cali, so what's the problem? You feel me? Just go have your surgery. You'll be away. By the time you get back, everything should be over. So I'm not gonna say he helped him or gave him an out because he was already scheduled to have the surgery, but so that happened. So him, Shay, and the baby, they moved to California for a couple of months while he has the surgery and heals up and all that shit. So he's in Cali, and while he's having his surgery, Shay has his phone, and she says that the physical therapist has been texting him, telling him that he misses him. Now, Aaron hasn't responded to the text messages.
Right. Did she at this point though? Did it say who he was? Who it was?
I think she just knew somebody was texting, telling her that they
They
missed him.
they
I don't
missed
think
him.
she
Yeah,
knew what gender or any of that.
yeah, yeah. And I think I want to. Yeah, yeah. Because I don't think she knew exactly what it was. But yeah, that phone, them text, them text boy, leaving them
And
text
what's
man. God, I'm sorry.
and what's fun? Nah, I was gonna say what's funny about that is when she confronts him and asks him about it. He even tells her that they're from a guy. He
Yeah,
tells him exactly who it's from.
yeah,
He's a physical therapist that I knew out here when I was out here with the agent.
yeah,
So like it's again, she knows everything going on, but she does not want to accept
yeah. And she did a lot of looking the other way. Um, and it's ironic because remember when she in early on when she met with those other wives, and they was like telling her like, yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with it and blah blah blah. She was like, no, Aaron's not like that. You know what I'm saying? She was sure that she wasn't gonna be dealing with that type of stuff, but yeah, lo and behold, and they didn't touch too much on like other women, but there had to be a lot of other women as well, because he wasn't like one of them people like when he went out and about, he didn't seem like he could like get a little loose. He seemed like he got all the way loose no matter where he went.
They showed, there was that one scene where they showed he was in the bathroom with some chick, but I don't know. It was because they like the show didn't insinuate that he was just some cheater. You know what I'm saying? That he was just out here dogging her out. And again, they only showed him like having a relationship with one guy through the whole show. So I don't know. He was just a weird person. His head was just all fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
So that happens. Okay, so he gets a call from his agent. Saran is saying that he is going to sue Aaron, that he's about to file the paperwork unless they want to settle this out now. And like you said earlier, Aaron's like, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. He just wants some money. Like, yeah, like you just straight face, or on the phone, just nah, I didn't do this. He's just trying to get some money. Like, like he really just divorced himself from any of this shit that he did, at least outwardly, or when he was talking to people. That's why I was saying like sociopath, where he was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. He did what? He said what? Oh, I just had some problems with him, and he's just trying to get some money. But I guess if you are try not to lead on that you did these things, I guess that would be what you would say anyway. So maybe he's not too crazy about that. He's just saying whatever he think he can say and get away with, and he's used to people going, all right, okay. And his agent was team him, so he seemed like he would do whatever as well to try to protect him.
His agent was definitely trying, cover it up. Okay, so that happens. His argument with Shay. He ends up and meets up with the physical therapist. So they meet up, they do whatever they do. Then Aaron goes home. Shay wants to go out, get her hair. Shay just wants a little bit of me time. She says she's always got the baby. So she drops the baby off, goes. I didn't say what she went to do, did it?
No, it was just to be with the girls, I believe, or something like that, just to get away. She was always with the baby. She just needed him to watch the baby for a little while.
Yeah. So he ends up relapsing because by this time he's had the surgery. He's been going to physical therapy. He's on the straight now. He's not taking his pain pills like how he was. He was doing it when he was supposed to for pain and all that. But Shay has him. So when she leaves, he calls in his doctor to, prescribe him another one. He picks it up and picks up a 6-pack. Shay gets home. The baby's crying. Aaron's passed out in the bathroom. They get into a huge fucking argument. He breaks some shit. Get a knock at the door. It's the police. Yeah.
This is another situation where you see yet more people kind of just looking the other way. They see the broken stuff on the floor. You can clearly see he's flustered, even when she's talking. But I guess because they didn't have anything from them, the wife didn't say like there's a problem. Because even even the cop was like, what did he say? Like, nod your head if.
Oh yeah, let me know if something's wrong.
Yeah, like right in front of Aaron. You know what I'm saying? It was like a weird interaction, but.
They got lucky because some states somebody got to go to jail.
Somebody go to jail, or both. They take them both and figure it out. Have child services come and take the kid or whatever, or you got to have somebody from your family come and take the kid, but y'all gonna go to jail. But that didn't happen, and even like on the way out, like I got you on my fantasy football team.
That was wild. I wonder how many times that happens. it's like
it has to happen all the time when these
cops get
guys
starstruck like that.
get pulled over or whatever, especially if they know who you are. Not like my man from Miami. What what's his name?
We talked about that
Yeah, you guys talked
too.
about that. What's his name?
It's not Tula. It's
It's
Tariq.
Tariq. Yeah,
Tariq.
Tariq.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Tariq. It was Tariq.
yeah. Where they don't give a shit about you, whether they knew who you were or not. But when he starts talking, but Aaron was a local legend, so
Well,
you know.
that's the thing though. Remember, they were in California.
Oh, that was Cali.
Yeah, that was in Cali. So I mean,
So
he was a fucking star because we all
yeah,
can like he was a star when he was in
he
the league.
was.
Like
He
everybody,
was.
not nobody. Like yeah, he did some fucked up wild shit, but man was a star. He was solid at football.
He was. Yeah, nah. He was a beast. You know, there's no argument. That's what was, so shocking because you've heard of, you know, there's another football player that I don't know if it was when he retired or when he was in the league. He was doing stuff while he was in the league, but I think when he retired, he got charged with like a bunch of rapes.
You talking about Roethlisberger?
No. Roethlisberger he had that one thing that he got off on. No, it was
You talking about Mean Joe?
nah. What's
They
this
said
guy's
Joe
name?
was taking him down back in the day.
Yeah. And Jim Brown too, throwing people out the window.
Nah,
and all.
him, yeah, that one. They said that nigga at the it was the Bill Cosby doc, and they was talking about the what was it? The Playboy Mansion. Oh yeah, they said that nigga was a menace there.
he got away with. Let me see, former Packers. I'm gonna look it up while you're talking. Former Packers player.
But nah, it's like you said, they just get away with whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing we'll talk about is the scene you were talking about. So this is the day after the cops and all that come. Shay calls his brother to come talk to him. Aaron's just outside sitting, just staring off. And when his brother walks up, he notices Aaron's holding a gun. And they just have just a heart to heart just about everything going on.
Yeah, that
was good.
That was the scene that like mostly touched me because of the pressure that he was feeling. I understood that, different situation in life, but that was one of them things that humanized him, where he was just like, he was like done. Like he just wanted to, and to have his brother right there. That was good that his brother was there for him. It didn't end up saving him, but that was the scene that humanized him. It probably was the most emotional scene for me watching the show.
Oh no, it was a powerful scene. It was because I feel like as a man, we all know that feeling when you just feel defeated and just done with everything, but you can't give up. You can't stop. You can't.
Yeah, people are depending on you. That people. People are depending on you. You know that you can't. You know what I'm saying? So. And it's just
especially
like, what do
his situation, you know what I'm saying? You're the celebrity, you're the star, you're the millionaire in the family. Everybody needs you to take care of them. Yeah, I can see how that put that on top of the paranoia, the drugs, the CTE. Like I could see how they could fuck with somebody.
Absolutely. The player I was talking about was Darren Sharper. He got 18 years. He was accused of drugging and raping as many as 16 women in 4 states.
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah, this was in 2016. So yeah. He was out there crazy. But yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you good, player, you good. So his brother talks him off the ledge, and I don't know. It's like something snapped, but it didn't snap in a good way. So they get back to Boston where they were at. Aaron gets a condo. He already has the friends working for him as security and whatnot, and they bring this nigga an arsenal.
He got that little wall or whatever.
Oh, that was ill.
Yeah,
that was hard. I'm not gonna lie, but you don't need that, bro.
Nah, you don't. You know what? the fact that he moved around, like he would just go and pull up and just like go into a club, like he just really that tells
He
you
was a
how,
celebrity.
yeah, that tells you how like, you know, hands off he was, because you know people like to test, you know, people like to test people. You know what I'm saying? Oh look, and it was a couple of times where it happened, and people didn't really know what they was dealing with, but you know, he moved around like, you know what I'm saying, like a regular dude.
Didn't do nothing to him.
Nah, he moved around like a regular dude.
Club
That had to
with
be
guns, drugs,
had to
man,
be
just in the
empowering.
club, just tooting away.
Had to be empowering for him to just be able to. He had to feel the more he moved, you could see it building him. He just was felt empowered to do whatever he wanted. And that he got that little place. I was looking at something. One of the ladies that actually lived in it was like an interview where she was saying like how she didn't know who he was, but she know like it smelled like weed all the time coming from that place. That condo that he had.
I won't say it was the reason, but it definitely affected his way of thinking and handling situations.
Yeah, he definitely. It couldn't have helped. Let me say that. Because you know I don't know how much it contributed to it, but it definitely couldn't help that his brain was in the condition that it was when he passed away.
Now, do you think he felt untouchable and unstoppable after he killed those guys in that car and did not get caught for it?
Yeah, I think so. I think even though he was still paranoid about things, if anything came up, but I think you know, when you get away with stuff like that, and you know, like you literally got a contract like right after that. You know what I'm saying? You literally got 40 mil on the heels of that when you thought that they was going to be coming for you. So that had to be empowering. And the longer you go, and until somebody knocks on your door and starts asking you questions, you know what I'm saying, you feeling good about it. Like, okay. Oh, and he seemed to be able to, even though there was bouts of paranoia, he seemed to be able to put this shit behind him pretty quick and move on and go do some other stuff.
Oh no, he was so unfazed by everything. It was, I don't know. I guess that's how you're supposed to live life, unfazed by it all.
Yeah. Junior Sales Brain, not Hernandez. I'll see if I can find something and I'll share it.
I mean, they did do this research and shit, because I like with that whole scene, I had no idea. I mean, I don't guess I necessarily did not know how you check someone's brain for it, but to see how they actually do it, like the whole process, that was nuts.
Yeah,
that
was... and they did they did a nice little you know, the reenactment, slicing the brain. Well, not I don't, you know, it did a nice.
I assume that's how they do it. I don't know, but that was crazy seeing her on a fucking meat slicer just breaking that motherfucker down. Like, nah, that was wild.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna share this real quick so we can look at it. Let's see if I can find it. All right, let me go here. Share this. Oh, you found it, Nikki? Okay, Dr. Nikki. Oops, let me see. Let me put it up there for anybody that didn't see it, that doesn't have the ability to see it. Okay. So you can see here. Oh, I can't tell if people can see that. Can y'all actually see that? Because when I looked at my screen,
I mean, it's kind of tiny, but
okay,
you can read it for. I mean, you can read it for us and tell us what's going on.
Okay, so Hernandez had stage 3 CTE, which is one step below the most severe stage. This is the most severe case of CTE ever found in someone his age. And his damage was to the most severe damage was to the frontal lobe, which controlled judgment, memory, and emotion, which, you know, you could see that throughout.
Sure. And the lady even said his shit was starting to shrink.
Yeah.
She said he was going to be a vegetable if he was still alive within a few years.
Yeah, I
So,
think she said like 10 years he was gonna, yeah. He had early brain atrophy and large perforations in the septum pellucidum, central membrane in the brain. So yeah. Uh, so yeah, So yeah, man. He definitely had what do you think about that, Dr. Nikki? What do you think about after reading that? Does that give you a little bit more um idea of what was going on with the homie? All right, good. What you were saying?
no, you good. So to me, this next episode, episode 8, I would say this was probably, to me, this was like the craziest episode, the Odin episode,
Mm,
because
yeah.
this is pretty much when everything for him just falls apart. But it didn't have to. Just like I said, to me, this was like the craziest episode. Just hearing about how this all went down. Because I mean, yeah, you were on the trial, you heard it, and yeah, you've heard the fan. It's different when you hear about it, from other people's takes and stuff. But to see, reenacted, I guess, this might be how it actually went down. That was to me was just wow.
Yeah, and do like I don't the paranoia and all this stuff was at an all-time high because
Paranoid kicked his ass.
yeah, I don't know what he like I don't know what Odin could have done. Like, you gonna talk to your lady about stuff. And that's her sister. So she's, you know what I'm saying? So like how do you think he should have, because he didn't know him that well. It ain't like he was somebody he knew for years.
Nah,
What do you
I
think
think.
about him? Like, do you think he should have just kept it to himself, or knowing that that's his wife's or his girlfriend's sister's husband doing these things that
Well, I mean, y'all are gonna be friends or someone have a relationship because of the sisters. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you can just be like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" and just keep it moving type shit. I think just you should have told him up front, like, "Yo, she doesn't know about this spot and whatnot." You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like he accidentally told. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know it was. You know what I'm saying? He didn't know she didn't even know about it type shit. He just thought, "Oh, okay, it's
yeah,
whatever." You feel me?
slipped out. Yeah, it slipped out. But like, like you being on the other side of that, like, did you expect dude not to talk to, you know, his wife or his girlfriend when he got home? And if
We've
you
all been in that
did,
situation. Sun's coming up.
you gotta say that though. You gotta be like, hey, brother, don't, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know I don't know who knows what. And like you said, it was innocent with him just saying, oh no, we wasn't there. We was at the other place. She's like, what other place?
So,
And
okay. Let's just talk about what led up to that. We getting ahead of ourselves.
oh, my bad.
Now you good. Because now, like I said, this episode, there's a lot to talk about and break down with this episode. So it's fine. So we meet Odin, Shay's sister, dude. He's playing football when we meet him. They go over to Aaron and them's house for dinner. Aaron's not there. Aaron's at the condo smoking with the homies. Aaron's fucked up.
High out his mind, man.
Aaron is loaded. Shay calls and customs out. Tell him, "Nigga, get your motherfucking ass here." He gets there.
Yeah.
Everybody's already ate. You feel me? He the only one that has not ate. It's one of them situations.
And his tolerance had to be crazy because he go from being completely high to going and being happy. Hey, how you doing? And sitting down and, you know, let's play some video games to have the concentration to play the video game. Yeah, just turn it right off.
Now I put this on the side of the note section. Now, what was your thoughts on Shay's sister trying to get Odin a job on the team?
I mean, I think that's par for the course when you got somebody that's you know, somebody that you're next to somebody that has, you know, potentially
Yeah.
could have an opportunity, you know, for you know, your significant other. So I didn't necessarily have a problem with it because it wasn't like, I didn't think it was overbearing, but he didn't know him. So that's where the thing for me, like, yo, you don't know dude. And if he was good enough, he would, you know what I'm saying, he would he would be somewhere on some level doing something other than what he's doing, paying to play, you know, minor league football. So I didn't necessarily have a problem with it because I get it, but from a standpoint of somebody who is realistic, like yeah, you gotta be realistic about it. Like he's not in there not because of he didn't have an opportunity. He's just not good enough. So I get it. I see it like that.
Okay. Okay, so like you said, so Aaron and him, they go to the basement, they chilling, they're looking at Aaron's watch collection. Now, would you let another man? What if you had a rich friend like that and he offered you a rollie? Would you take it?
I probably would have took it.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Took it. I'm
They
not.
got
You know,
about 10 of them. You don't need all these G's. Here, let me get 2 of them actually.
yeah,
Shit.
you got a case. You got a glass case, like a trophy case with your watch. It's like, yeah, take it. Yeah, I would have took it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I would have took it.
Now, oh my bad, you good?
Nah. I'm just saying I would have took it.
Now, Aaron, not Aaron. Now, Odin does the most solid thing you can do to somebody like Aaron. Offers him a bag of weed. And just like that, they become brothers and best friends.
Says you.
Are you seeing Aaron? Oh, you been holding out on me this whole time?
Yeah.
Aaron's whole demeanor changed. Aaron gave that man a hug.
Yeah. Nah, I'm saying if you smoke weed, yeah. Did you offer somebody some weed? Yeah. Nah, I get it. I'm just laughing because I know, you know what I'm saying, I know your style. I know you like, oh, this is some solid shit right here. you come to the party, you come to the rich man's place and offer him some weed, you know? So yeah, nah, I get it.
Oh, hell yeah. A quarter for a Rolex? Oh, yeah, I won.
Yeah, you get a Rolex, give him some weed. Yeah, for sure. That's a win. That's definitely a win.
All right. Now, this next scene, this one hurt. Next scene, we find out that his aunt is sick.
Yeah.
And he does not take it well at all.
Yeah. And cancer's a motherfucker. So
it just pops up out the blue. And you know what? This is what I feel like for him. I feel like what hurt him most of all in this situation is I have all this money and I still can't do nothing.
Can't do nothing. He was like, yo, we'll just get you. We'll just do this. We'll just do that. Yeah. No.
And she's like, shit. I like how she was like, you could tell she had to come to terms with it, but she's just being strong because she knows she has to be strong.
Yeah. 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 She was, that's why I agree with Nikki. Like I was back and forth between her and the wife, but yeah, she was just like so solid and she tried to be a rock for him throughout all of that stuff.
I won't even say tried. She did.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I mean, he I think he, in some aspects, he was able to, well, when I say try, I mean like he wasn't able to completely like buy in and say, you know what, let me just go the direction she's talking about. Like she was encouraging him to be himself. She was telling him she was there for him. And I don't think until after, well, the way they did it, I don't know if it was after he went to jail, if he started to let her know a little bit more. But she was there. She was willing to accept whatever he was gonna say about how he was living his life. And I don't think he felt confident enough at the time, at least before he went to jail, to tell her. That's the way it made it seem in the series.
But no, he definitely took that really hard.
Yeah, yeah. She was more. He felt closer to her than his mother.
Shit, I feel like he felt like that was his mother. I mean, yeah she kind of was.
For sure.
Okay, so Sherrod officially files the paperwork in his little case with Aaron is now in the court system, all that.
Now,
so the agent, my bad.
No, go ahead. No, keep going.
No, you good?
No, I was gonna say I just didn't. I hadn't heard about this until after everything came out. So I don't know if this was kept quiet, but I hadn't heard about this until after everything came out.
Well, remember the agent, they just paid him off. The agent was like, hey, it'll just be your endorsement. You won't even know that it's gone. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, because Aaron says something like, How much is? I think he said like, how much does he want? Initially, he said, no, I ain't got nothing. No, I don't know why he's
Two
giving it
point
back.
five is what he started at. Then the agent said we could probably get him to settle for 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, listen, man. If you are, I know 40 million turns into like 25 after taxes, and then after paying everybody, you probably coming away with 15 or 20, but to get away with shooting somebody in the face, yeah, pay it.
2 mil? Hell yeah, you got it.
Yeah, pay
Like
that.
like his agent said, this is just the endorsements. This ain't even, you feel me, a football check. You still got that coming in.
Yeah. See, Dr. Nikki was really, really watching it. Like she was. Appreciate you, Dr. Nikki. Appreciate you.
I know we talked about that on the last show because that's where the whole mom and her issue started while they were fighting at the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, that shit was wild.
I don't even know. Like I thought about that. Like how do you go back? And I might have had to quit the team. Like I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't. How do you, at that age, when you 16, 17, like you don't have the wherewithal, the mental capacity to deal with the
It's
jokes
almost
and
like he was used to it.
yeah,
Well, you
yeah,
gotta think, he was a big motherfucker. Nobody gonna joke and mess with him.
yeah. True. Yeah. You do. You gotta remind yourself that he was a big dude and he was very violent. So he probably they probably didn't even touch on some of the stuff that he did, you know, to the local people. They probably didn't even get into that. They just insinuated that he had a lot of problems there. So you're right about that.
Okay, so he's down and upset about the aunt situation, and he's pissed about having to pay dude. So him and Shay go see Odin play a game. They go to this game, and I will say the show is doing a good job just setting up their friendship. You know what I'm saying? Because it really made it seem like they was just genuinely cool, like they really fucked with each other, just from beginning, middle to end. I would say the show did a good job executing that.
Yeah, that's why, like, to me, like the paranoia had to, like, I was thinking like that had to contribute to it, his brain situation, because this dude like doted on him.
Worshipped him almost.
Yeah. So like
Idolized him.
you had to, so he didn't have the capability to say, you know what, this is an innocent mistake. You know what I'm saying? That when it did happen. So yeah, that's what these are things, like these little things made me go, okay, yeah, like there was so much going on with his head. And that's just me speculating though.
So Odin's team ends up winning their game. Aaron wants to go out and celebrate. Odin's like, yo, bro, I'm just a regular 9 to 5 guy. I can't do that, G. I gotta go back home with wifey, all that. Aaron says, man, fuck that. Here's $1,000. You calling in tomorrow. Let's go out.
And
Now, would you call in for $1,000?
I'm going out, bro. Like I'm taking a watch. I'm going out. Like, yeah. I'm sorry. Listen,
Man, look, I'm gonna go out and I'm still gonna go to work tomorrow, and I'm keeping the $1,000.
I consider myself somebody that makes solid decisions for the most part, but bro, I'm going out. We gonna have a good time.
PTO.
I'm going
PTO.
out. Bro. Yeah, I'm calling out because I don't like. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know where this is going, so let me just. I'm not gonna be here, and you know, I'm getting the. Hey, I'm calling out for the night. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting the voice. I'm getting all of that. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So he did what I would have done. And I would have partaked in probably everything that he partaked in.
So they at the club, they partying, they smoking, they drinking. Aaron does a line. This is where we hear him say that he does K2. He tries to offer Odin some. Odin's like, nah, I'm good, bro. Do you? Now, Aaron's in the club. He starts to hallucinate. And he thinks he sees Sherrod just on the other side of the club looking at him, laughing, pointing and shit. So Aaron, again, who is 6'4", 245 pounds, just stands there and just pulls the gun out and just nobody sees him.
Yeah.
Nobody gets scared. None of that. And then he just snaps back to it and notices Sherrod wasn't there and knows he's just hallucinating.
Yeah. Again, they allude to him having issues with, and I don't know if that was it the K2, was it CTE, was it, you know what I'm saying, all the other stuff he had in his system. But
Because
just
that's one
another,
thing I like how they did. Anytime when like they wanted to mess with you like that, they always like the lights.
yeah,
They always
yeah,
made them blurry to, you know, for that.
yeah. And again, like you said, you didn't know about if it was it his paranoid. You know what I'm saying? Was when he looked across, was he actually, you know what I'm saying, was it the paranoia that was driving his thoughts and his visions? But he had so much going on that you didn't know exactly what was causing what. But you know, like I said, the cocktails that he was taking, plus his injuries and things like that, it all affected him.
I was just more surprised nobody seen this big motherfucker standing here with the gun out there. Like nobody said nothing. No the security. Nobody said nothing.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I was saying. Like some of the stuff they did was like, okay, but you know, being in a club, which gotta be years now, but being in the club, a lot of people ain't giving a shit about what's going on. You know,
He looked like security. You gonna see that big motherfucker. You gonna see that. I don't care what nobody say.
I,
This
I,
man
I,
is
I
huge.
yeah, he was. I agree. It's just one of them things where, like, you know, are people, because like these would be things that would be reported. So I don't know if they took that.
That's what I felt like.
Yeah, if they took like the creative liberties to add a scene, or if he put his hand, if maybe in real life he just grabbed it, he just put his hand in his waist, he didn't take it out, but for effect, for the show they had him take it out. I don't know, but yeah, you're right. I think you a big dude like that, big motherfucker with a gun and not dancing. You know what I'm saying? Just standing in the crowd, in the middle of the crowd, not dancing, you would notice that.
But it was probably like, oh, that's just Aaron. He just tripping. Y'all don't even bother him.
Yeah, no, well, you know, it could have been that because he was able to move around. Like I still was baffled by how he would just walk into the club, and you know, the videos they showed of him, you know, the actual video of him walking into clubs and stuff like that, and people wasn't bombarding him, so he was like a regular there, and you know, people didn't really mess with him like that. So it's possible that people just, that's Aaron, like you said.
So that happens. They go back to the condo. Now this is where he fucked up. Odin, I don't even think Odin was drunk or as high as them. Odin seemed like he was in his right regular mind. They go to the condo. There's women there. Aaron decides he wants to show Odin the arsenal and let him know like what's going on and why he has it and all that. For whatever reason, again, he's been smoking, he been drinking, he been doing lines, so his brain is all over the fucking place.
Yeah, and I think at that point, if I'm Odin, that's where like, yeah, and because it wasn't even just him showing it was like the fact that the other guy was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, the big dude was like, yo, what you doing?
Like, what is you doing?
Yeah. So
well,
yeah,
that made me realize like even they know you're tripping, bro. But the money man, so we not gonna say shit.
yeah. We just gonna let's just come out this room and all right, well, we gonna get out of here. Like even the thugs say it's time for me to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like we do it, you do it too much. It's time for us to go home. So yeah, that's what I was saying. That dynamic with him, where he was, you know, meeting those guys, he was in awe of them, and then as their relationship developed, you know, saying it was clear that they, not just for the money, not just the money stuff, but his attitude and his demeanor changed their dynamic and their friendship, the way they looked at each other.
Oh yeah, he became a big homie. So Aaron and Odin are sitting on the couch. They kind of talking, not Aaron's just talking. Aaron passes the fuck out. So Odin ends up going home, and like we talked earlier, Odin's girl catches him walking in, and he gets, you know, in trouble for it. And he accidentally snitches on Aaron having a condo. Now Odin is dating Aaron's girlfriend's sister, so of course she tells him. So Aaron's at the condo, passed the fuck out. He's getting a call from the coach. He's late to practice. He goes to leave. Shay's outside waiting for him.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
boy, that nigga look like he's seen a ghost.
yeah. Having that place and having to explain that, and well, he tried to explain it away as, but these other guys, they got this place, and she's like, no, I know everything. And now he's like, he's in his bag. He's like, yo, who told you? And then he knew from there who told him, and it went downhill.
And he's freaking out that he might have accidentally told him to. Aaron doesn't
Yeah.
know what he told Odin. He just
Doesn't
knows
know.
he told him something, and
Doesn't know.
he told his girlfriend, and she told Shay, and Shay's here now. But I
Yeah.
was like you said, that's enough. So I mean,
He was thinking that because he was kind of going there. He was telling them like about being himself, and he was kind of going there, but he didn't, according to the way they did the show, he didn't tell him what he wanted to say. He just kind of was going there and then passed out, but he doesn't realize, like, he don't remember, so he don't know what the hell he said. Now he's thinking like his quote unquote secret is out to Odin, the girlfriend, and then his fiance or wife. So yeah, he's panicking. He's on full panic mode at this point. Full panic mode.
because he doesn't know if he told him about that or if he told him about the Sharon stuff. He just knows he said some shit he should not have said.
He got a bunch of shit going on with him, a bunch of shit that nobody knows or a few people know, and now he's like paranoid about what did I say? What did I say? What did I tell you? What did I tell him? What did he tell you? Yeah, he's full panic at this point.
So Aaron goes to practice and gets his motherfucking head cracked around.
Mm-hmm.
That practice scene was crazy because he
Yeah.
literally was just
He was going nuts. He was trying to, he was just getting
he had a
cracked.
lot going on. You feel me? He was
Yeah.
trying to practice and all that. No, that scene was wild.
Yeah, emotionally he wasn't there, and that's probably one of those. And that's the thing, though. Like, I don't know if you saw it recently. Was it yesterday? Or Thursday? A football player went just like he didn't want to play, and he just walked off. I think it was San Fran. He played on San Fran. He just wasn't. He didn't want to play in the game, and I know this was practice, but you're frowned upon if you come and you just say, like, if you're not injured, you can't just come and say, Coach,
Oh, hell no.
I can't participate today. I'm not mentally there. Like your teammates, everybody. So, he's like ultra masculine. So he's not gonna bag out of anything. You know what I'm saying, so but he shouldn't have been on the field. He shouldn't have been on the field for a lot of stuff, but he definitely shouldn't have been on the field where he was at mentally after that shit happened.
Hell no. So practice is over. Aaron's freaking out. Aaron calls the homies, and they go pick up Odin.
Yeah, and then
Well, let me not say I put pickup / kidnap because
yeah, I was gonna say
that wasn't really a let's go kick it out because Odin did not want to go.
nah. And the way Aaron approached him, like, nah, let's just fucking go. Let's go. Like, I don't look. I'm not going, bro. I'm sorry. Like, this thing's like, yeah,
I gotta go to the bathroom, bro.
Yeah, we not doing this. I'm closing the door. You're gonna have to, you're gonna have to kick in the door. But I'm not getting in the car with you acting like this, especially like the way he approached him. If he approached him legit like that, yeah, I'm not going over with you.
Fuck no.
At this point, I'm going to get that watch that I took. I'm coming to bring that watch back and say, look, man, I'm good.
Fuck
on
your
that.
Rolly.
Yeah, take that. Have a good night. I'm not, but I wonder what made him get in. If he was just that intimidated, because it's just not. The energy was just so bad that I wouldn't have been comfortable going. I just wouldn't have been comfortable.
Not even that, just what had happened earlier. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure like he did not mean to snitch, but it's like I know like, damn, it's gonna be an issue down the road. Like, come on.
Yeah. I think
He
he
didn't know
probably
about
knew.
this at all.
Soon
I
as
don't think he knew to what extent, but yeah.
Yeah, as soon as the girlfriend started saying, "What place? What are you talking about?" Like that's when like, oh shit, oh
Oh, that's when you gotta go in ultra loud mode.
yeah, yeah,
Come up
yeah, I
with your
fucked
best
up.
material and fast.
Yeah, nah, the other one of them other guys had a place, and we went there and try to put it on the other guys, but definitely, especially like you know when you think about that your girl's gonna tell her sister. It's not possible that she's not gonna look out for her sister. So but he was caught off guard because he thought, like
I
you
ain't
said,
gonna
he
lie.
legit, yeah, he legit didn't think that, like, oh, we just went. I'm just hanging with Aaron. Y'all know, it's nothing going on. I
Owen's
didn't
a
do
real
anything.
nigga though.
Yeah,
For you to tell on somebody that just showed you a fucking a arsenal enough to go against the motherfucking police, have a
yeah,
standoff with SWAT, yeah,
yeah.
you a
He
solid
definitely,
one for that one.
yeah, yeah. Well, listen, man. Now, and then when they show up talking about let's go for a ride, and yeah, I think I'm gonna stay home, bro.
That cold, bro.
Yeah, I can't do it. Your shoulder is bad. My shoulder is bad. I don't think I've been dealing with some shit. I gotta get up early. I can't work. I can't go. But he went and he did a smart thing though. Why he went.
Okay, so Odin gets in the car and they take a long, quiet ride. Do you think it hit him yet? Because that was like nobody was talking. Everybody's just looking out the window. Everybody looked frustrated.
It has to, man. Like you know what I'm saying? It has to at some point because you've been around them and you know the energy. Like if I'm in the car with it's very few times I'm in the car with anybody and it's silent, but especially if it's some dudes I hung out with recently and we had a good time and we was vibing or whatever, we chilling, and then you get in the car and ain't nobody talking and just Aaron looking at you in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? And again, before you got in the car, the way they came to the door, like he
Energy was
had to
way
know,
off.
yeah, he had to know something was up. But I don't know if he left because he didn't want. Because remember, he texted his sister
Hmm.
and said, "I'm NFL," just think like he was saying to her. So he knew. Yeah, you're right. He knew because he texted
Well,
him.
he
He
knew
had.
after this next scene.
Yeah.
Aaron sticks his head out the window and just starts shooting the gun in the
Oh
fucking
yeah,
air like he's a
yeah,
joker.
yeah, yeah,
I think then it would probably hit me like, damn, Slim, they got you.
yeah, yeah. You gonna throw the door open and roll
You
and
know,
run
I
down the
thought
streets?
about that. I wonder why he did not do that. Cause I mean, fuck it. You feel me? Like
Yeah, yeah.
you gonna get banged up, but hey, you might make it.
You're not bringing me to
But
no empty empty landfill. We not going there. Y'all gonna chase me down the street and shoot me in the back. Or
Aaron's fucked up enough to do it.
yeah, but that's how it would have had to happen. Once you see that he's shooting out the window and he ain't talking and he don't want to talk, he don't want to talk to me. Yeah, I'm. We got a red light. I'm jumping out and running, screaming. I'm screaming at the highest pitch that I could get. I want to sound like a woman. I want to alert everybody that I can. But yeah, we not driving to no landfill with dudes
Fuck
that
that.
ain't talking to me. We're not doing it.
So they pull up to a dark, empty field, and Aaron tells Odin to get out the car.
Okay.
So Aaron and Odin walk off. The other two homies, they sit in the car the whole time. And Aaron confronts Odin and asks him, why did you tell on me? What did you tell? What do you know? Just crashing the fuck out.
What did I say to you? What did I say to you? And he's just like, he didn't say like nothing. Like, yeah, that was sad too. That was sad because he was just like,
And Odin wasn't lying. You didn't say nothing to me. Like, gee, what are you talking about?
yeah, he's so paranoid. He's so worried because he getting so fucking high that you know he thinks he's told him something that can incriminate him criminally or socially. So he doesn't know.
Odin's pleading with him. He's like, come on, bro. We brothers. We about to be brothers. We family. Come on. And Aaron just starts crying and screaming and lets off too.
That was tough.
And you just hear a body drop.
That was tough.
Nah, tough wasn't the word. Tough wasn't the word. And in Aaron fashion, just leaves. Doesn't try to hide the body.
Yeah.
Just leaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just fucking leaves. Then the next scene, cut to the next day. I guess they were at a park, I assume. And a jogger you just see Odin's shoes covered in mud, just laying there.
Yeah. And like you said, he didn't. I don't. He had 2 other people with him. Not that I'm advocating for doing anything, but you had 2 other people with him, which you couldn't take him, move him. He just, like you said, just got in the car and left him there for somebody to find him. And it was close to his house too. That's the other thing. It's like, that's why I'm saying, like, his mind had to be just mush, because the stuff that he was doing.
Didn't care.
Yeah. He just leave him there. Just go about your business. Leave him there, and now they looking for you. Now they looking for a suspect. So.
So Aaron's watching the news the next day with the homies. They see it on the news. The homies are freaking out. They're like, "Yo, we're gonna go back to town and let shit cool off."
We out of here, bro.
Then Aaron gets a call from Shay, and she's like, "Yo, I gotta tell you something. I don't know how to do this, but Odin's dead." And Aaron's dumbass says, "How you know?" And she doesn't even catch it too. That was the craziest part to me. He's like, "You didn't just catch what he just said to you?"
Yeah. I think the shock of it all. She's there comforting her sister. You know what I'm saying? And and she's probably the furthest person in her mind is him doing anything to Odin. So it all had to be surreal. But yeah, he was just like, "How you know? I'm here with me," and she's comforting her sister, and I like, and then from there, you know what? You're the narrator. Let me stop.
Oh, no, you're good.
And I was gonna say, from there, he goes over there. And he's like comforting.
Oh, you forgetting? He had Shay get rid of the gun for him.
Oh yeah, I went right past that.
Had her get rid of the gun for him. Had her take her sister's car and do it.
Now, do you think that she actually didn't look in there?
But her being her, probably not.
Right. Yeah.
Probably not. Because, I mean, given the circumstances of everything that happened, like, a part of me wants to say, just being a human, of course, you're going to be curious and just check in the fucking box. But it's her, with him, she doesn't want to accept certain stuff. She doesn't want to admit to it. So with her, I can see her just, fuck it, I'm not even going to look in it.
Yeah, just trusting him. But that's wild.
But then, like you said, the next scene, you got him in there holding the sister, consoling her, it's going to be okay. This is hard. You'll get through this.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see what Dr. Nikki was saying. He might have been a serial killer. He's a sick ass nigga.
And the thing about it, too, is that, remember, that was all, there's actual footage of that. That's all because he had cameras inside the house.
Yeah.
So there's actual footage of, that's the surreal thing, because some of this stuff, when you're looking at it, you're like, nah, that couldn't happen. Like, I don't think that. But there's actual footage of her being there with
That's one thing I like about, like, the producer Ryan Murphy, like with that Jeffrey Dahmer thing, like, they were showing, like, some of the stuff in the courts, like where the guy's sisters was testifying, like just breaking down and all that, and they were showing the actors doing it like word for word. Like, now, that's one thing I would give him. If there's some stuff he could, he will incorporate it some way, somehow.
You talking about when that girl was like, "Jeffrey"?
Yeah.
I remember seeing
they had the actress doing that. Like, she did it word for word, facial expression. It's like you said, it's so weird and eerie. Like, oh my god,
this is really, really happening. I remember she lifted up she stomped her foot, she was shaking her head, and she was walking and they had to hold her back. Yeah, man, I remember that. So I didn't realize it was the same guy until you mentioned it last time. Let me. I just need to run to the bathroom real quick.
Oh, you good, player? You good?
Hold it down. Hold it down.
I got you. Now, Ryan Murphy, he do some fucked up shit, but he a hell of a storyteller. I'll tell you that. I like the American crime stories, the sports stories, the monster series. I gotta ask brother. He gotta check out that Menendez shit. Dr. Nikki, did you see that? The Menendez brothers little show? That was fucking nuts. That was some of the craziest shit I think I've seen in a minute. Now, what y'all want us to do next? A movie, a show? Let us know. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the chat, whatever you're gonna do. I think I got an idea, but I'm gonna wait till he get back and we'll talk about that a little bit after this. I think next I want to do a hood classic. Well, something he thinks a hood classic from back in the day, something, from the new school. We'll see though, we'll see. Let's see, what else do we got on these notes? Okay, yeah, the jogger's fine, she really going. Oh yeah, I gotta wait for him to get back to talk about this last part, because this last part is fucking nuts, yo. This is when we really see him fucking snap. Alex Cross. I've heard about that, Miss Lisa. I've heard about that. I've heard good things. So, I'll definitely have to add that to the hit list. I will get to it. Took me like a month to watch this one movie this chick on here recommended to me, but I'm gonna get to it. Shout out to Beautiful for that Speak No Evil. Fire. Yeah, that's a news Alex Cross. All right. Now, does that have anything to do with the other Cross movies? Because I saw something online where they was talking about that. I don't know. Let me make sure I'm talking about the right thing. That's the Amazon Prime show, ain't it? No, it's a movie. Okay, even better. Okay, I know what trip. So there's a Tyler Perry one. Okay, got you. Alrighty, Miss Lisa, you were added to the motherfucking notes.
All right. Veteran like you knows how to hold it down. Appreciate you.
Got you. No problem. Have you seen Alex Cross?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I've been seeing the commercials for.
I was saying. Well, I asked the people whether they wanted us to do a movie or a show next, and Lisa put that in the chat.
Alex Cross. Okay. Like these segments about
movies. I was thinking next we could do like a hood classic. What you think? One of your hood classic favorites, and then one of mine. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we could do that. The segments, it'll be about whatever. Like we'll pick a show or we'll pick a movie, and
we'll let you know if you should stream it or skip it.
Yeah, and y'all could. We definitely open for suggestions.
Oh no, I told them leave it in the comments.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx. So I haven't seen that either.
I've heard about that. I haven't seen it either, but I'll definitely talk about it. I've heard like more bad than good. So
yeah, I haven't heard anything. I just saw some clips on it. I haven't heard anything about it though.
I haven't seen no clips, but I heard he does more crying than laughing. But hey,
I know this,
Jamie.
I know this Chappelle does. His shows are more like more political. This is funny. It's comedy in there. He definitely uses comedy to get the message across. But he does a lot of messaging and a lot of political messaging and stuff like that.
Have you ever been to like a Chappelle show? Like, have you ever been to like seen him do like a comedy show live before?
Okay, so I actually.
You know this nigga. You know that.
I worked security for a Chappelle concert before the Chappelle show. So I actually saw that that R. Kelly PME. He actually
Wait. You in the video?
no. He performed that at a live show before it actually went on to. So that skit, like I heard that song before he did it on Chappelle's show actually.
That's dope.
Yeah. So in the place where I was at was I was surprised that the venue, because it was I'm gonna just say it was a Catholic university, and I was surprised that they had Chappelle there, because I knew who he was, and then that song he did that song, and I'm talking about there's like nuns and fathers
That's
and stuff like that.
hilarious.
Yeah. So I was surprised
Were they jamming to it? Were they bopping to it? Because I remember
everybody
the
was.
song went hard back in the day.
Nah, they was laughing. Chappelle's hilarious across the board. He's hilarious across the board. But I was surprised that they had it there. But I actually saw him live. So, but this was, you talking about 20 years ago? Definitely 20 years ago or so that I saw that. But all right. I'm back in the chair. Let's go. What you got?
All right, so the episode ends off with detectives coming to his house to ask him a few questions about just in general. Now, this scene, at first when I watched this, and it's watching it back, I don't think the cops he was on their radar.
Right.
I don't think they thought he was involved whatsoever. They just knew like he knew him. I don't even think they knew that he was with him last night.
Right. Yeah.
But the way he acted and came off towards him, antenna went up.
Yeah, because the one thing that one of the things that when he was at his most paranoid, you could see it on his face, and you could see his body language was just like it was just oozing through him. And these guys are designed; they're trained to pick up this type of stuff, and they just asking simple questions, and you might be overreacting or saying a little too much. So yeah, he was doing a little too much for them.
I know he really overreacted, like. And again, they didn't come off like they were like. To me, it didn't seem like they thought he was involved at all. They were just, "Yo, you know him? Can we ask you a few questions?"
Yeah, and even if they wasn't gonna let on. They just want to, throw some shit out there, see how you respond, see how you act. Oh, okay, all right. And when you start going, giving them too much information or giving them attitude or wanting them to talk to your lawyer or wanting to, you looking around and you want to hurry up and get out of there, they're like, "What's this?" Okay, we got to tap into this a little more, because they ain't thinking that $40 million man just off somebody. You know what I'm saying? And left them in a lot. So that's the furthest thing from their mind.
It don't even sound right.
Right. Yeah.
When you sit there and think about it, it don't even sound right. And that concludes episode 8. Now, what was your thoughts just after seeing all that from that episode? Because like I said, we got a lot. We got his aunt getting sick, finding out about that, then all the stuff with Odin. Then the scene with him consoling Shorty after so like I said, to me that was probably the craziest episode.
Yeah, that was and like you ever watch like an undercover movie or undercover show when it's like tense all the time, because there's like they're undercover and it's like they're always on the verge of getting outed, or there's always like a scene, like you watch Donnie Brasco, there's always some situations like where the wire it's like I felt like that, where it was tense, it was like building up to something, and I almost was looking away a little bit because I wanted the episode to end. Like that's the way I was feeling during that episode, because I was like, he just going off the deep end, and people are like, I see it, and I know, because I know what ended up happening. I'm just like hoping, I was just like hoping, like there was some kind of hope there for something to pull through for him. But I was nervous for him because I could see he was going way off the deep end, and killing Odin was one that was the thing that, like, and I know this stuff happened. But watching it happen and watching how he's reacting,
different. It just hit different.
Yeah, and watching him interact with the girlfriend and watching his fiance or wife getting rid of evidence. It was just like, it was a lot. It was a lot. I definitely was on edge at that episode.
So episode 9 starts off with Aaron getting arrested for Odin's murder. Shocker, in case you all didn't know what was coming. I'm sorry to spoil it for you. I apologize.
Yeah. They
Now
did that.
the next, oh my bad.
Now I was gonna say they did that good too. The whole, I remember seeing that on TV with him walking out with the handcuffs and the t-shirt. I remember seeing that on TV and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Right?
What? Aaron, what? This gotta be some for killing the dude. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because, maybe I'm thinking like he got a mansion, he probably got a bunch of hanger-ons. Maybe somebody in this house did something and now
Thought it was
they
like a
did
Vic
now.
situation, Michael Vick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like somebody did something around him. He's getting caught up. That was my thought. Not nowhere near did I think that this dude. And then the can of worms that open up after that.
Now the next scene, this just shows like even more where like they did not give a fuck. Next scene, it is Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. They want to cut him.
Yeah.
They want to sever ties. They want nothing to do with him whatsoever.
Nothing.
Well, more Robert Kraft. I think Belichick's like, damn, this blows over. We might, we still might be able to use him for the for the Super Bowl.
Nah, Robert Kraft was not having it. He bought that lady in there. He bought that lady in there and was like, they get right on to the PR. They gotta, they gotta get themselves, separate themselves from these people, for him and everything going on with him.
I can honestly say, all my years of living, I've never heard of a jersey trade-in.
Yeah, people was
like
he was trying to keep people there, but
like
yeah, anything to make it seem like, yo, we don't got nothing to do with them. Like we got to figure out all this stuff. But that's like businessman on steroids who just thinking overall the brand. He's a billionaire. He got a brand. They got to play these games. Like he got to deal with the NFL, the commissioner. Like he's thinking about all this shit. And so then he can go to whoever it is, the press or whatever, and say, look, we got rid of all the slander stuff. And we taking it off the shelf. If you don't want it, you can trade it in. We don't have nothing to do with slander. You know what I'm saying? Just to separate us from him. Hey, commissioner, we did all this stuff. We didn't know anything. We don't want nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? That's true businessman, just separating himself with no emotion from the guy.
Can you imagine being a kid, not know what's going on, and your parents make you go swap out your Aaron Hernandez jersey for Tom, but just somebody else, just like I don't know. That was just crazy to me. Like I said, they did that so fast.
Listen, man, they get you up out of there. They do the same thing to you if you get an injury, a career-ending injury, and they find out that you ain't gonna be no good, man. You out of there. You know what I'm saying? And now you connected to a murder? Yeah, we don't got nothing to do with it.
The press has surrounded Aaron's house. The nanny is selling information about them to the magazine tabloids. Shay is just stressed. She going through it. She gets the baby. She goes to her mother's house. She asks her mother to watch the baby. Her sister is there, and her sister confronts her about, just everything. Like wondering, did she know? Did she help? Like, how could she let Aaron hug her and console her after he had just did this? It was a wild scene to watch because I was sitting there like, damn, man, that's got to be a hard spot to be in.
Yeah, and she was still holding out too because she didn't talk about. She asked her about. Didn't she ask her about like that night you left? Where'd you go?
Yeah, no, she did.
Yeah.
It's like I just needed some fresh air and all that.
Yeah. So like she is Team Aaron at this point, and I don't know do you feel like she still didn't believe that he had anything to do with it, even after having her get rid of some stuff. Like these things had to be like, I'm thinking myself, like I would have You know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, he had me. Even if I didn't look in the box, like he had me get rid of some stuff. Like things ain't adding up. Even no matter what he's telling me. But now you got your sister or your brother, and you know what I'm saying, that's there saying, yo, dude, do you know anything? They're hurting, they're mourning. Like, how do you look the other way and say, nah, I just need to ride to go I just need to get some fresh air?
I don't. I'm not sure. She just, again, she just did not want to accept some stuff, and it's like it's clear as day what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like, I guess she, honestly, I think she just wanted her little family to work and stay together so bad, you know, she just kept looking past everything.
Yeah. That's tough though with your sister or your brother. That's tough.
But no, that's why I said that's got to be a horrible situation to be in. The person that you love, that you have a child with, you know, who you know you're engaged to, you know, you want to be with, you want to spend the rest of your life with, just killed, you know, your sister's, you know, her fiance.
Yeah.
That's gotta, you're literally in the middle because again, you want your family to work out, you want to keep that, but then also that's your family too. You feel me?
Yeah. And
It's
thinking about, like, you gotta, you know, the scenes where she's dealing with the mother, like, you know what I'm saying, your mother, your
felt
sister and
terrible
your
for the
mother.
mom.
Yeah, it's just like how do you do that?
But
The
like,
amount of,
imagine being a parent in that situation.
yeah, I
Because
can't.
you obviously want to console the one who's, you know, significant other died, but then you don't want to turn your back on the one who's she going through the most right now. It's just
Yeah, and you know, you talking about dealing with so probably before you even got to the point where you planning funerals and stuff like that, you dealing with police and phone calls and detectives and family calling. Like, it's all this stuff going on. You know, when somebody passes away, you get the normal situation, you get phone calls and stuff like that, people visiting. So now you do that, the normal stuff, and then you add on detectives, media, you know what I'm saying, people knocking at your door wanting to get quotes. Like, it's, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it.
Aaron's brother and mother get together and they just talk about how they've been affected by this. His brother loses his coaching job. His mother gets fired from her teaching job. They had like a little mural up of him at the school
Yeah.
because he went there before with all his jersey, and the kids had painted killer all over it.
Yeah.
So they just talk about how they're being affected by it.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, the things that you don't really, I'm glad they included those things, but the things you, like, on the outside looking in, you just like, all right, okay, this is the case. They're gonna, if he's guilty, convict him. If he's innocent, let him go. Or if he's not guilty. But there's so many layers and things that's going on for these people that's and it's impacting them that you don't even think about it. The fact that everywhere you go, people are like, your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister, whatever, and they somehow attributing something, like something that you maybe you should have done
There
more.
you go, about the ripple effect.
Yeah, maybe you should have done more. What could you have done? And they're looking at you, and to actually, you know, have to deal with that on a day-to-day basis. You just want to stay in the house. You ain't even safe at your house though, because you got the media camped outside your house. So
then his brother, they had that conversation and all that. So I'm sure his brother thinking everything's good, everything's okay. So yeah, that's. Mhm. So the prosecutors go to the house and they talk to Shay. They try to get her to flip.
yeah,
Did she hold it down?
she was teetering. She was teetering. And they left a business card. I think she did. She was. You could see, like, the more, when they put that pressure on you, and they start to spell out like what you're looking at, and had they come by at that point to talk about the videotape yet? Or that was after
Yes,
that?
they talked about that because
Yeah.
they had her on tape leaving and all that. No, they put it all out there. They let her
Okay.
know everything they had.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was like another interaction, but yeah, you gotta she was teetering, but she didn't cave, but you know, you could see in her eyes she has something to think about.
She goes to talk to his aunt, and that's when his aunt, she knows, like you said earlier, tells her she needs to be loyal to him and for her family and all that.
Yeah, the aunt laid it on thick. And how much after that did uh the mom, because the mom laid it on thick too. I think the mom was it the aunt, who was it that found the business card? Some,
His mom found it and
his
gave it to
mom,
him.
yeah, found the business card, gave it to him, and then went to talk to her and went on that little. They went shopping or whatever,
Hmm.
and then the mom brought it up, and you know, the mom was an interesting character too, because she well, that's a little later, but yeah, the mom was an interesting character as well.
I mean, it made sense for him and his aunt's relationship. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's one thing I will say with the mom. That made the whole aunt thing make so much more sense. But no, I get what you mean. His aunt is, she has cancer. She's doing the chemo and all that. She ends up getting arrested because she has missed 3 subpoenas to go to court and take stand.
Yeah, that she thought
So
that she was kind of poo-pooing as well. She was kind of like, I didn't go into court. I just they subpoenaed me. Like she was kind of poo-pooing those subpoenas, and then she found out.
yeah, they come and get you for it. So when
Yeah,
she gets arrested, the cops have a search warrant, and then that's when they find what was it? That's when they find the car that was used in the shooting of those guys from the club.
on a whole nother can of worms opened up, that little SUV.
Uh-huh.
A whole nother can of worms.
That's true. Say he goes and sees and confronts him in jail about the
He's still,
car from the huh?
yeah, and I was gonna say he's still bullshitting.
Oh no, yeah, he's still Aaron. Yeah.
Still bullshitting. Like that's what I was saying. Like for her to look at these things and just have to turn your head or slowly turn your head, maybe not whip your head around, but slowly turn your head away from these things. Like all this stuff is spelling it out, and she wasn't a dumb person. You know what
And
I'm saying?
technically she was doing what her mother told her to do.
Yeah,
'Cause don't forget, her mom told her you need to be grateful and just do what you gotta do.
yeah. But like when if you're dealing with somebody, you know or you feel like they're lying, or you know for sure they're fucking lying. Like you got this stuff. Like how do you know what I'm saying? She was like trooper, like, all right, well, okay, well, I'm just gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna believe you, even if I don't know if even if deep down she didn't believe him, but on face value, she seemed like she was just like bought into it, even though like they gave you like couple little facial expressions or body language that told you that she was conflicted, but she didn't necessarily do anything that showed that she was conflicted. And even in the case with her sister and her mother.
I think honestly she's just that in love with him. Like you gotta think like they've been together since high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You feel me? Like that might have been the only person she had ever been with type shit. So I don't like it. They're done. One thing I will give him, he found a loyal ride or die one. I will give him that.
Yeah, man. She definitely
True definition of ride or die.
she accepted all his flaws. You know what I'm saying? And we all flawed, but like, you know, if you can get somebody to look at their own sister, look at evidence, and
Okay. So let's have that convo.
yeah.
Do you think her being so loyal and ride or die for him was a form of enabling just his bullshit?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Like it just like with everything else in his life, every step of the way, whether it be high school, whether it be college, whether it be, you know, the NFL, uh, his girlfriend, like he was able to get away with things where, you know, he, you know, the only way he could is if you enabled him. And it was like, this was like some enabling on another level where, you know, even when people were upset with him, they weren't upset with him for too long. You know what I'm saying? So, and the more they enabled him, the more powerful he felt, the more it felt untouchable he felt like. And it culminated in, you know, him doing shit that, you know, the average person won't do. Even if you feel enabled, you're not gonna just, you know, off a good friend of yours, off not just a good friend of yours, but your sister's boyfriend. And you pull up to his house. It ain't like you followed him somewhere and snatched him where nobody would know. You pull up to his house with your face, you knock on the door. You know what I'm saying? God, you literally do these things. So, yeah, so much enabling. And again, I don't want to leave out the fact that he had, you know, health issues, addiction issues, and the CTE. So it's like such a perfect cocktail.
So Aaron's trial. Have you watched that?
Nah, I'm familiar with the case, but I haven't watched it
Okay.
yet. But
We'll
I mean,
see.
listen, I'm
just saying that story was on and this was on at the same time. It's another Ryan Murphy show. He does like how he did that Dahmer shit. He did that with their story. That was nuts. That was
yeah, I'm all for it.
Crazy.
I'm all for it.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, she did.
Yep.
Her mom did tell her to do her shit. So the trial starts. They have Odin's mom testify. That was just very heartbreaking to see, you know, and her tell her story about her and her dress and all that, and the whole Father's Day thing. And then Aaron didn't testify, but no. So that happens. He's found guilty of murder. Shocker! In case y'all did not know, yes, he was convicted of murder of Odin.
Yeah, and no real outwardly emotional reaction to that. So
that was weird. That was weird because it's like I don't even want to say it didn't hit him because he was aware of what was going on, but it's just like he did not care.
Yeah. That
like. No, you good.
No, I was gonna say like I don't even like. I was trying to look to see like at the real thing was like if he was shaking or anything. He didn't just he did.
I'm faced.
He appeared not to even be bothered by it. So.
And then we're gonna talk about like just him in prison. It almost just seemed like he was just comfortable. Like you were a millionaire, G. You could do you get to live a lifestyle a lot of people in this world will never even get to fucking even get a fourth for that. You get what I'm saying? Like anything you want, and you just was in prison, had feet kicked up like, you know, it was just a kickback.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. And he was a bit of a, he was a bit of a, you know, a bit of a celebrity. And again, I know these guys are, you know, everybody being in there, a lot of guys in there are working out and all that stuff. But he was in there comfortable, like, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? And a big, strong dude that's ready to throw hands, because he didn't change. And I actually saw the actual news report when he got into it with the guy in the fight. But
that's the next one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So the ending of this was very sad to see. The ending of this episode ends off Shay and her daughter go to see him in prison to celebrate their daughter's birthday. For whatever reason, Shay thought she could take like cupcakes back there and give it to him, and she found out real fast that you can't do that.
Threw them cupcakes right out.
So
Yeah.
they go to the glass and they have an imaginary cupcake and birthday celebration.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was tough. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that was
and the
tough.
little girl's just sitting there like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, that's the thing about this stuff. Like, was it Clark talking about the ripple effect? Like the
Yeah,
ripple
no, the
effect.
ripple effect.
When you think about like we'll focus on the actual the criminal or the convict or the main people who are in the public eye or who the story's about, but the ripple effect of you know just the idea of having pretend cupcakes to celebrate. From his standpoint, you might be like, yeah, he deserves that, but the little girl, like, what's the ripple
Oh, no.
effect? What's the effect on the little girl, like the
I
daughter?
almost say she's lucky she was so young when all this happened.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's fucked up to be like, but she was at an age where she's not gonna remember that. She's probably not even gonna remember him.
The problem with the problem and the interesting thing about society is that they're not gonna let her forget.
Oh,
You know,
no.
that's why I was surprised that the mom is so active on social media and you still could see what the young lady looks like and to this day. So she's not
Well,
gonna be able to avoid it.
I mean, I get it because I mean, you can't hide from it. Like you said, eventually it's gonna, I mean, shit, the little girl looked just like him. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like, eventually she's gonna know about it and it's gonna get brought up. So, I mean, I guess you do that to sort of lessen the blow, I would say. But
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, even still, this daughter's got to be what now? She's got to be 10 now.
She might be older than. Let me see. Let me look that up.
So, I mean, so like it's bound to get brought up and talked about or whatnot. So, I guess in a sense, lighten the blow. I mean, shit, she's gonna be a celebrity. She got what? She got the rest of his contract money, so she's already got it made. So,
Listen, let's see. Aviel is as of November 6, 2024, 12.
oh, okay. So, oh yeah, she's definitely aware of him, his past, and she's probably watched this, which is it's
Yeah.
kind of fucked up, but
Yeah, she was born in November 6, 2012.
yeah.
So
All
yeah, she
right.
was
So,
7 months when he was charged, and
oh,
no, sorry,
yeah.
4 years old. 4 years old when he died by suicide.
Okay, she might remember him a little bit.
Yeah.
I was reading stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna read it. So, episode 10 starts off with the craziest process you will ever see in your life. They show you how they, test somebody's brain for CTE.
Right.
Now, we've all seen autopsies. Like, we all know that they cut your skull off, take the brain out, and all that shit. We all know that happens, whatever. Now, the CT thing, that was crazy. They did that. It really had it through a meat slicer, like you go through the deli,
Yeah, like some
slice it into like
some
28
boar,
pieces. It
some
was,
boar's head. Yeah, some boar's head. Let me get a half a pound of boar's head. Ham. I just sliced his brain up.
and I know this is horrible to say, but I thought it was so ill how she had all it sitting there lined up like she could like put it all back together. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
That was wild. That was wild. So there was that. Then they put it in some liquid shit that dissolved it onto this fucking paper. It's a really neat process. I'm not gonna lie, but it was just crazy to see. Like, damn. So that's really how they do it. Okay. Lady looks at his brain and she says, "Holy shit!" and it just cuts out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know that there are people that are like, whatever. I saw reports of people that were like, I'm not giving him no, he's not
Are
getting
you talking
no.
about Stephen A. Smith? People say that.
Yeah. I saw people that. By the way, did you see that jump shot, that little foul shooting contest with him and Kenny Smith was today?
Nice. Yeah. What happened?
All right, man. Anyway,
He got it. He got it. He still got it.
what? Yeah, well, Kenny Smith was shooting left-handed though, so I think they had like a foul shooting contest, and Kenny Smith was shooting left-handed. So they bet for some charity money, but Stephen A won.
Okay. All right. So Stephen A. Smith, sorry, he said he was just about to sign a record breaking deal or something.
I saw $120, 120 mil. I thought something like that. So
Nice.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
listen,
though.
he put in the work. Yeah, for sure.
Oh no, he was on a podcast and he was talking about how he had to take a pay cut during COVID so they could pay other people and shit. Oh no, he earned that for sure.
Yeah. Nah, he been in the game for a year, so he definitely earned it. But yeah, he was one of the ones that was like, nah, he ain't cutting him no break. And I don't know enough like medically about how it works, but it seems like this could have contributed to it. So I'm not, I operate in grace most of my life, so that's the way I looked at it. But yeah, his brain was messed up.
Well, speaking of Steve and other media outlets, the next thing is media outlets talking about this, making fun of him, this the situation, him, being arrested and him being, because again, they found the van, so he's got to get tried again for a whole nother murder case. So yeah, we got another trial coming up. Now this next scene, this one hurt. This one hurt. Now, if you thought it was fucked up before when he saw Levon and he, found out she had cancer and there was nothing he could do, this next one hit different. So the aunt, she comes and sees him in jail, and she's like, well, this will probably be because she got out. She had got convicted for hiding the vehicle and whatnot, but they let her out because, she has cancer really bad and she's not going to make it.
Yeah, she's not gonna
So when
make it.
she comes to see him, she tells him that, and she's like, "This is probably gonna be the last time you see me. I need you to be strong. You got to do this. You got to do it for your daughter, and all this other stuff." It was sad. It was sad.
Yeah, listen, man. A lot of the stuff that really stuck to me and moved me emotionally were the things that I could relate to. So I can relate to somebody with cancer, and and you watched them, and they probably couldn't. And I saw the like real footage of the aunt, and they did a real good job of like, connecting the character to the real person. But yeah, watching somebody die from cancer and knowing and having them know and having that conversation. Yeah, I've been there. And yeah, those are the things in the movie that like made me like human feel like about him, like, oh man, he gotta feel like shit right now. I mean, she's obviously feels terrible because this is her life, but this was, like we said, this was his de facto mom. So yeah, he had to, and like you said, he got all that money and he can't do anything to help it.
And see, this is what humanizes it for me is you're in here and you can't even be with her in her last moment. You get what I'm saying? You might not even get to go to her funeral. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then you could tell like that hit him, and that's what really fucked him up.
Yeah. They did a good job, like we was talking about. Did a good job of balancing out and making you just, okay, yeah, but this is
Not humanizing. They made you could not feel sympathetic for him in that situation, regardless of all the bullshit he did. Like, it's still, it's his mother, like to an extent. You feel me? That would fuck anybody up.
Yeah.
And again, you're in here, you can't even go see her or be with her in her last few days. You feel me? Like,
can't see her, and you can't help her, even if you was on the outside. But the fact that you're inside and you can't see her hurts even more.
so the next scene is him in prison, and it looks like he's just having the time of his life. He's making friends. Everybody wants him to be on their team for the basketball tournament. It's just, again, look like he's having just a grand time in there. So he meets his lawyer. His lawyer calls himself his what did he say? His Johnny Cochran or Yanni Cochran, some shit.
Wani Cochran or something
Wani
like that.
Cochran, there we go.
Yeah. Fucking character.
So he meets with his lawyers. They talk about the case. The lawyer's like, he feels really good and confident. He has the same lawyer that got Casey Anthony off of her case.
Yes. Yeah.
You all know the Casey Anthony case with the kid in the pool and all that. And so while he's meeting with his lawyers, he asks his lawyers if there's any chance that they can get the TV fixed in the rec room for him.
Right.
So that should show you right there where his mind is. Again, you are a millionaire. You feel me? You shouldn't be here right now, but you're worried about the TV in the rec room.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, he was comfortable in there, and he was trying to, I don't know, he's get favor because again he was kind of like well, he was a celebrity in there. So I imagine that in his mind, like doing that, it's just one of them other things, another feather in his cap, another, you know what I'm saying, just another, thing that he could do to flex a little bit, which he didn't have. That was one of the things that, like, giving, trying to give away the watch, what I'm saying? Like he did things overall that, gave him like a sense of, I want to say superiority, but it just gave him a sense of, letting people know that he had it, and also worried about the wrong thing. So
Not Stephanie in the chat saying she could have got him off.
Here we go.
Oh shit!
I
So
don't
the
know,
lawyer
man.
tells him, "Yeah, he said, hey, you know what? I'm glad we got somebody in this motherfucker. You ever need help? You know who to call. 1-800-VEST. She
You
got
know
you,
what I mean?
nigga."
Yeah. Just put the bat signal out like you used to do for the T's. Put the bat signal out for Stephanie Collins, and she come running for us. Appreciate you, Steph.
So his lawyer tells him he needs to get his white mother to come to the trial because it'll help him with the jury.
Mm-hmm.
So he calls his mom. Now, this is the first time we see where, usually with his CTE, they always make it seem like the light is what triggers it. But this is the first time we see where it's not the light triggering. Oh, got you, Stalker. Nah, he was home, Steph. He was home. So, he gets on the phone with her. They're talking. She's telling him that she doesn't want to go to the trial. She doesn't want to do another case. This is affecting her in real life.
Yeah.
People are judging her. It's just all about her and what's going on for her.
Yeah. And the lawyer was trying to get him to get the family to be there. So, like if your family don't care about you, why should we care about you? That type of thing.
Mom said his brother had to move to Texas to do roofing work. It was just, mom was just really, trying to make him feel like a real piece of shit.
Yep. And there's some of those conversations. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to some of the conversation. There was one in particular he had with his mom, the actual conversation. So you got a little window inside of that stuff too, side of their relationship.
I could really see his mom saying that shit to him, like word for word. Like for whatever reason, she was more concerned about her image and all that during all this.
Yeah.
So him and some of the inmates, they're playing basketball. There's this one particular inmate that's just been fucking with him the whole time. Now, this scene, I don't know why these guys expected him to come out there and just be this amazing basketball player when he's a football player.
Yeah. He was a decent basketball player, but because remember, in high school anyway, but he hadn't played basketball probably since high school.
So, of course, they beat him in there in the game. He gets mad, and then he starts fighting one of the guys. Now, this was crazy. One of the CEOs came up and busted him in the back of the head with a nightstick.
Another CTE moment.
And he just dropped to the ground, and look, he just came to the next scene. He was at church. He was at Bible study.
Yeah.
Didn't go to his cell. Didn't go to see a doctor, a nurse. He just came to. He was just at Bible study.
Yeah. Didn't remember. They're insinuating he didn't remember anything from there into that. So it's another window into his brain functions.
That probably did more damage than all the fucking tackles he took.
Listen, because that's what's that like? What? Like, yeah, you taking
People
that
have died from that before, so like
right to the coconut? Yeah, yeah, that's definitely
that's,
yeah.
that's but
But
this
I,
was back in 2010, something like that, so it was legal still then. 'Cause I don't think
listen,
they can do that no more. I'm not supposed to, at least.
yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say
afraid.
you ain't supposed to do that, but I don't even think that I don't. Are they even carrying those anymore? They got them I forgot what they call, but they come out. They pop out. They
Oh
you know
yeah, like flick the wrist and it like
yeah
yeah,
yeah.
what you talking about? Shit, I'd probably rather get hit with that than a little metal. Yeah, yeah, fuck that.
Mm.
So the second trial starts, and the prosecution star witness is Sherrod. For
Yeah.
whatever reason, that's just who they decided to run with.
Yep.
I think
Yep.
he had got busted for selling drugs, and they had made a deal with them. So
Cutting the
I'm
deal.
pretty sure it was something like that. Yeah.
They try to cut a deal with him, and yeah, he got ate up on cross examination
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
as expected because he's he's a hothead and you know what I'm saying he's a street dude anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't. I'm sure they tried to prepare him, but yeah, like certain witnesses, that's your star witness. So you know what I'm saying? You without him, you didn't. I mean, you had I guess you had the car and all that stuff, but um,
Oh no, I had
you,
everything.
yeah, the idea is to
Still
create
dropped it.
reason. Yeah, the idea is to create reasonable doubt. So I was able to do
So the
that.
prosecution is pissed about the Sherrod thing, so they have one more trick up their sleeve. They call in the physical therapist.
Mm. Oh, they
Apparently,
were
they did
going.
some investigation and they found out about Mexico.
Yeah, they
They
were gonna try.
called and they subpoenaed the physical therapist.
Yeah,
Now, this is when shit gets real for Aaron because again, pretty much they make it seem like that was the only like man Aaron had pretty much messed with like his whole adult life.
right.
So they randomly found him, and by this, and Shay didn't know nothing about him or none of that. She knew about Mexico, but she just never knew who Mexico was with.
Right. And they had to kind of let her know that
So
this was what they was
yeah,
trying
what I
to
was gonna
do.
say. So the lawyer let Shay know, and again, Shay being Shay, she's just not accepting it.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was saying. Like she whether she turned her head the other way quick or she slowly turned her head away. Like I don't want to really want to believe that she was constantly turning her head the other way.
I don't know. And what's funny is, so they're at the court. The judge, denies the prosecution's motion to have him come up on stage. And so the physical therapist, he leaves. He leaves the courtroom. She sees him. Doesn't even say nothing. Like, you think at that point you would just go ask him. You feel me?
Yeah, no, she
You would
yeah.
just think, just get it done and over with. Because literally the lawyers told you that. You could see Aaron's fucking terrified sitting over there at the table and shit with his lawyers. Like, you can see on his face that he's scared. He doesn't want this to come out.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That
nope,
was
still
the
doesn't.
yeah, that was his Achilles heel throughout his life where especially his adult life because he had that image and anytime there was something that was going on and or somebody he thought that somebody knew something about it, you see him freaking the fuck out. And yeah, to have him in court, yeah, yeah. He definitely was worried, but um the way because one of his lawyers was gay, so he was the one
He
of
didn't
the
even know that.
nah, he didn't know because he was saying some derogatory shit about him when they was meeting at one point and about gay, like he made some like gay slurs when he was talking to the lawyer, but he didn't know. He found out afterwards that the lawyer was gay, but yeah, he was trying to be that macho man in that situation, but he didn't even realize the dude that was fighting. And that's another thing too. There was like there was no conflict. You feel like there was no conflict with the lawyer, even though he knew. But he said he felt like he knew that Aaron was gay. But the way Aaron was talking to them behind the scenes, like there was no conflict for him to try to defend Aaron, which was interesting as well.
Yeah. So Aaron beats the double murder case.
In
Don't
emotion.
know how. Oh well, the motion, yeah, but that motion wouldn't even have done nothing for the case. All that was gonna do was just embarrass him and Adam. So like that didn't even play. I don't feel like that even played any part in this. But
No, they
he beat that double murder case.
and he actually that's when they were saying like he knew what like he finally had somebody believe in him, so he was there crying and everything like that. That he got off on that murder, that double murder case.
So the next thing he was gonna do is he was gonna appeal the first one with this new lawyer, and they were gonna beat that. So,
Right.
do you think if things didn't play out how they did and they did subpoena, do you think that lawyer could have got him off for that one?
Um, I don't know because I'm trying to go back to what they actually had on him. That if we knew that he left with him, they had to text. It depends on what
That
they allowed in.
because
It depends.
well, you gotta think they didn't have a weapon.
Right.
Only thing nah, because remember his friend Busy Bone, not Lazy Bone. Yeah, Lazy Bone took the stand,
Yeah.
so that
So
might
yeah.
have been all they had was that.
Yeah.
So
And I didn't research enough to see what their grounds for appeal was, and you didn't get a chance to see what they were going to do. But I mean, it's possible that it could have happened, but um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure if he would have got off on that because the lawyer was good, and you never know. But I don't know if he would have got off on that because the evidence, I didn't look through what they actually had evidence wise, so
yeah.
I'm not sure. She says, I've had clients say fuck shit to me before. Words not considered so nice to say them. All right.
I believe that stuff. I believe it. People be on that bullshit. So a journalist gets a hold of the court records and she exposes Aaron for being gay on the radio.
On the radio
All the
making jokes.
CEOs hear it, inmates hear it, and all the inmates are messing with him, joking with him. The guy he got into it at the basketball fight outs him out in front of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And the motto in jail is the radio people don't lie. So
Right. Yeah.
when,
Yeah.
when homie said it, I said, well, damn. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's how that works there. All right.
Yeah. And yeah, it was pretty much a wrap at that point. Because
All right.
then he went and got some K2,
K2.
some jail K2 nonetheless. So who knows what that was.
Now, I'm glad we're here because I know you want to talk about this earlier. So he smokes the K2. I don't know if he has a dream or he's hallucinating, but he gets a visit from his dad. So he sits with his dad. He's talking to his dad. They're visiting, conversation. He's like, I love you. I accept you for who you are. Blah, blah, blah. What did you think of this scene? Because I know you wanted to talk about this earlier.
Yeah, I just thought like, again, like because I don't necessarily need like 100% accuracy, but because one of the things he did, he left like notes and letters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe they got this from something he wrote, or because he was clearly hallucinating at some of the stuff that he wrote and putting the John. Well, I just felt like they didn't. I don't know. I was like, they didn't really need to do that. They could have just had him getting high and then finding him the next day. But this whole conversation with his pops, with the way his pops was, I don't see that the conversation would have played out like that. That was my thing with it. Like I thought his pops would have. I don't think his pops would have. I didn't feel like his pops would have accepted him, but I could be wrong about that.
Now the thing that made me like, what the fuck, is when like his dad was like, "Do you hear that?" And Aaron's like, "What?" He was like, "See, that's it, nothing." And Aaron's like, "Oh my God, I can think clear. I haven't been able to think clear in so long. I haven't had a clear thought in forever. Like so much noise and this and that."
Yeah, it was so the conversation was so elaborate that I was like, I just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't need it. But it didn't ruin anything for me. I just didn't need it though. I was watching it like, like you seen Juice, right?
Yeah.
Did that little at the end? It was like, you got the juice now. Like I didn't need that. I didn't. I didn't need that. I didn't need you got the juice now. I didn't need for him to have this hallucinating conversation with his pops, and um, that didn't, to me, ring true of who his father was.
Yeah, it like because like I said, some of the other scenes like humanized them and all that, but this scene like it really didn't make sense. I mean, I guess it was to show you like this was the catalyst to make him want to do what he did next, but it really didn't make sense.
Yeah, it just didn't land for me. It didn't land for me. I was like, I didn't. Like we was good. We good. We was good where we was at. He went and got some K2. You could have found him the next morning. Have the scene, where you going to the phone, you talking to your pops, and again, nothing that I saw in the way they portrayed his pops when he was alive told me that would be something that would actually happen, as far even in the hallucination, or maybe because he was hallucinating, it gave him the freedom, like you said. He had some clear thoughts, so he knew what he wanted to do. And then he went to. I'll let you go there.
No, you good. You good. Goes to his cell. This when I knew he was serious when he was putting all that slick shit on the floor. That's when I knew it was like, oh yeah, he's that fuck it. Like you said, he wrote a bunch of scriptures on the wall. He put John 3:16 on his forehead. He wrote letters to. Well, they didn't say who he wrote them to, but I know one was to his daughter.
Yeah.
One was to, I want to say just like the world in general, and I forget what the other ones were to.
I'm gonna look that up now.
Does that, pricks his finger, writes messages on the wall in blood, then he ends up hanging himself.
Right.
So the COs are doing night checks, they're just going through everybody's shit. They see his room. I don't know how, but he somehow like rigged his door to where they couldn't just open it. So when they do go to open it, that's when they see, oh shit, he's hanging, calls for backup. Now he sprayed his whole floor with like, I guess shampoo or something. Something because the floor was slick, like the officers couldn't run in there and help him.
Yeah,
and also I think he did it so he couldn't get his balance in case he decided to change his mind midway or something.
Yeah, he was checking out. He was making sure he was checking out. Let's see.
So they cut him off the floor, and that's the end of Aaron Hernandez's life.
Shit, let me see. I'm gonna just look. He did his letters were to his daughter, his fiance, and his lawyer.
There we go. Okay.
And yep. And he talked about he writes about God's love, children. He wants to be taken care of and enter in a timeless realm. So yeah, he was hallucinating a little bit there.
They had a good K2 in jail,
yeah. Yeah.
So the ending scene was interesting because his mom didn't want him to go to the brain facility. She didn't want them, what did she say? She didn't want them to cut into his body and all that.
Yeah, she did. She did not want.
Yeah, y'all know how old school people are. But Shay and his brother wanted her to do it. Eventually, they convinced her into doing it, and that's when we see the opening scene where they break his brain down and all that. And then that's when the CTE lady comes on and said he's had probably the most worst and advanced case she's ever seen, and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, for somebody his age.
Yeah, it talks about like how in a couple of years he would have been, vegetative, how his brain was starting to shrink from it because there was just so much damage and all that.
Yeah, that was
a good little show.
Yeah, that was and that led to
it was a $700 million lawsuit.
Well, they was trying to include him in that, but that led to remember that obscure law because when he died, his conviction got what's the proper word, Stephanie, when his conviction got it wasn't overturned. I don't know. It was like repeated blows to the head. Clark. It could be
He had been playing football since he was 7.
Yeah. So that's how his brain was like that due to repeated blows to the head, concussions. Not yet final. Well, they ended up, there was a law on Massachusetts that if the person died, I know we talked about it last time. I thought we talked about it. Massachusetts overturned. Okay, here we go. It was abatement. Defendant's conviction vacated if they die before their appeal is complete. So, and then the parents of Odin got that law taken off the book, and they reinstated his conviction. So yeah, they tried to. He legally wasn't convicted after he died when he was up for appeal. But again, like I said, the parents of Odin Lloyd, the mom went to the state and they got that overturned, and that was something that was in law for Massachusetts for many years. So, you streaming it or you skipping it?
I would definitely stream it. It was a good story. You feel me?
Yeah.
For me, it was good because you got the drama, you got the thug, you got all that. It was, sports too. Guys like sports. I felt like they did a great job telling his story. You feel me? Because again, like I said, I've seen the YouTube docs and I've seen the other docs on like Netflix and shit. But to see it like from this point of view, it's like, okay, no, this is good. I liked it. And like I said, it humanized him, you feel me, a little bit. It made you have to be sympathetic for him.
Yeah. That's what I enjoyed the most about it, was that when these stories are in the news and they're sensational, you tend to just get the out, just the crust of the story, get a lot of insight. So I like when they deep dive in there, and I know they play with the facts a little bit and stuff like that, but I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely would stream it. And you got time? I was gonna drop the link to see if anybody want to come up. Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna drop the link here. See if anybody want to come up, questions, or discuss it. And actually, I'm gonna pin it too. Let me just pin it for the time being, so I ain't gotta. All right, cool. Yeah, so anybody want to come up and discuss it? We both agree that we would stream it. I'll probably watch it again when I get some time. Get a little time. I think I'm gonna take a look at it again, because some of the stuff that I watched it, and then as you're talking and bringing up points, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So I'm gonna go take a look at it again.
A lot happened. Now let me ask you this, because you know more about sports than me. Who is another athlete story somewhat, similar to this, would you like to see them do or touch on?
That did something. Who I would like to see? There was a football player named Dexter Mann who made it to the NFL. He didn't. I don't think it wasn't a crime thing, but he made it to the NFL without being able to read. Went through college, like high school. He was so good. Went to high school, college, and all that. He couldn't read. He made it to the NFL. Stuff like that I would like to see, because there's so much failure along the way, and so much, so many people had to be complicit in making sure this dude got to the top. I would like to see something like that. As far as crime stuff, we've seen enough OJ stuff, so I don't know.
Well, no, they did OJ already.
Yeah,
They did it. Well, OJ was on the American Crime one. That was like the first one. They had Cuba play OJ.
yeah, they done.
Cuba did that.
This was a good one too. There was a documentary, yeah, on Lorenzo Wright. There definitely was a documentary on that. Let me authenticate. All right. Well, hello there.
Hey y'all, how
What's
y'all
going?
doing?
What's
What's
going
good,
on?
Toy?
Oh man, so listen, I was just sitting here thinking about something, right? So
See
if
it?
I'm not mistaken, isn't the only way they can diagnose you with CTE is after you perish?
Yeah,
Yes, you have to die.
you have to
After you
die.
die. Okay, so do you think that if they were to have some type of way to be able to detect it and diagnose it before you go to glory, do you think that he would have maybe got his sentence reduced or vacated?
Yeah, I think so. I think,
It would have helped, but
yeah,
I don't know if it would have vacated it because I mean, you still got to think he still killed that man. You know.
yeah. Maybe maybe a lesser sentence. They might have considered something, but it definitely would have put something in people's mind. And it also, so like when he was having those headaches, if there was something if there was like a protocol, like like the NFL has a concussion protocol. Well, actually, most sports have a concussion protocol, and you have to go through all these tests and things like that. So, in order for you to get back on the field or the court, so if they had a test that they could test these things early, and you had athletes complaining about sensitivity to light, or you see mood swings, or you see them, things like that, then maybe they could stop you before you do something this drastic. Because like there's let me see, let me look up CTE.
I was gonna say Dr. Nikki just put it's not a mental illness.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that because you get it from like repeated blows and impact,
Yeah.
high velocity impact, that type of stuff. Well, I hope they eventually figure something out with that.
I think honestly, it's part of the game. Like you can't like the only way to prevent it is not to do it. Almost, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, football, you have to tackle somebody.
Right.
Let's see. Let me try to look. I'm trying to see like how many players, because it was like guys who did like crazy shit, like rob banks and stuff like that after they retired. A couple of people who died by suicide from it because they had issues with their brain. I think Nikki mentioned Junior Seau shot himself in the chest so they could test
Yeah,
his brain.
he
Like
knew
there's,
something was wrong with him.
yeah,
He just
yeah,
didn't know what it was.
yeah. So they got more than 300 former players, NFL players, posthumously diagnosed with CTE.
Mm.
And before their deaths, they developed cognitive decline, memory loss, mood swings. So, like, if there was a way to test the brain beforehand, I think, and I don't know, I got to look it up more, but it's, I mean, I'm guessing it's a degenerative disease or whatever, where it's going to get progressively worse. So I don't know what they will be able to do to stop it once your brain is injured like that. But
Right, because they said that he, like in a few years, he would have been bad off anyway, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he was going downhill. You're right, Carrie. It'd be tough if they're able to do that. But people for glory or fame or money, people will put their bodies through,
People know they have it now and they still play. What's that
yeah.
one player in Florida? Tua?
Oh yeah, he's getting hella concussions.
You feel me? And it's
To
like,
Tagovailoa.
yeah.
Yeah. They definitely there are people who are willing to risk it all. And these guys retire probably, I want to say, with some kind of disability. When you retire from the NFL, you get disability a lot of times, and the average career is only like 3 or 4 years. So that tells you how bad your body is beat up after 2, 3,
Well,
4 years.
remember the award he won before he was drafted after that guy, and the guy he met, he was in the wheelchair and he was
Yeah,
shaking and all, kind of like Muhammad
yeah,
Ali. I mean, that's how you end
yeah,
up.
yeah. I forgot about that. It was is it Mackey? Was it the Mackey
Yeah, the
Award?
Mackey Award. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 for sure. So yeah, these guys and listen, I played football. If I could have made it to the next level, I would. I don't think I wouldn't. You know, I wouldn't. I would have went. You know, as bad as I was beat up, as bad as I still have, shoulder and knee and ankle problems to this day. And I stopped at the high school level. So, people are willing to put their bodies through it, and some people do it. A lot of people do it because they love it, but the fact of the matter that you can set your family up for the rest of your life and their life. Um, let's see what convinces people to do that. Good evening, Carrie.
Hey, Slander, sexy toy lady.
What's good, Miss Things?
How you doing?
Bugsy said hey.
Hey,
What up,
honey.
Bug?
It's not
What's up, Bug?
Bugsy.
So I think it's a myth that the NFL can set you up for life. Almost everybody that goes to the NFL files for bankruptcy within 5 years. You got better chances of getting paid off OnlyFans without the concussions. Boys are back. And I don't, with the NFL, see, the problem with CTE is these people don't kill themselves, they kill their families. So even if you were willing to chop your brain and liver up and your joints and your knees and your ankles, how does the NFL justify putting these homicidal maniacs into society where they kill people who never agreed to take that risk?
Well, I think that's where these lawsuits and stuff come in play. But I'm talking about I think when I say setting yourself up or your family, I'm talking about that chance. Like what people would do if they perceive that there's a chance that they could set themselves up or their families up for life. What people are willing to do. Concussions. No
anything but study. Am I right?
Hip replacements. You see some of these guys as they're older, even the ones that don't have don't appear to have like brain injuries and stuff like that. You see them, they could barely walk, they could barely stand up. That was one of the things that Slanda was talking about, and he won an award. Aaron Hernandez won an award for the best tight end in college, and the person that the award was named after, he went to see the guy shaking the guy's in a wheelchair, and he could barely lift his arm. So it was ironic that. But what people are willing to do at the chance to make money, we know that it's limitless what people will try to do.
Well, they won't study. They won't read a fucking book. So I'm not sure. I'm very suspicious of this NFL and the allure it has, particularly on Black boys. I think there's something racial going on with it, but that might be another topic for another day, but it's certainly not the promise of making money because generations of niggas have played football in high school and none of them made a dime. So it's something very weird and dubious going on with that whole psychology behind that shit. When you could, if you want to take care of your family for life, get a fucking skilled trade. It's not, you don't really have to bash your brains into the ground to earn a living.
No, I agree you don't have to, but as somebody who enjoys football and who loves playing football, it's just one of those things where you might not be able to explain it. Like some of the craziest things you've done or something you do that may not make sense to somebody. In some way it makes sense to me. Do what I want any of my loved ones tackling the way I tackled head first. No, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want, and looking at this story, I wouldn't want anybody to go down this route, especially if you have other issues. But again, human beings will continue
It's
to do
not
things.
human beings though. It's almost exclusively black boys. Everybody else wants their kids to be doctors. Indian people, doctors. Chinese people, doctors. Japanese people, doctors. Nigerians, doctors.
Well, do
So
you
I
think
don't
it's
think it's
gonna be
that something that's so mystical and unexplainable. I think it's really clear what's going on with that. But people, for whatever reason, don't want to deconstruct it. What's sexy toilet?
you know, like how I don't want to say hood mentality, but you know, like how some people really only think the only way to make it out the hood is to play
It's
sports.
rapping and
Or
sports.
be a
Right.
drug
And I'm
dealer.
suggesting that comes directly from slavery. I think it's a
Okay.
very clear, very straightforward line between feelings of racial inferiority and believing the only way you can make money is running fast and jumping high like a fucking animal. I don't
By
I don't
entertainment.
understand why black men aren't more willing to do the deconstruction on that when generations of poverty have proven that it's not a successful strategy to wealth, and every other race of people seems to be able to see that but us. Like, I think there's something odd about that.
Well, so for instance, like soccer, or in the UK is football. They call it football. There's the studies of, because they use their head. It's called. Are you familiar with a header? What a header is? Where they're hitting their head against the soccer ball.
Yeah.
So that's part of, brain concussion, brain trauma. Same thing with hockey. These guys are physically punching each other. I think who is this real quick?
That happens with boxers too. It happens with
Yeah,
just
boxers.
any
Nah,
type of sport
I'm
with
just-
contact.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that if you go to other races of people, if their children are exceptional athletes, they don't have a problem encouraging that. But it's really only black men who you hear generation after generation, like, the only way I'm gonna make it out the hood is with a ball in my hands. And everybody acts like that shit is normal, and it's not normal. It's fucked up. And I don't know why niggas still cling to it and keep perpetuating it generation after generation, like it's not clearly internalized racism.
Got another guess real quick.
Never thought about it that way.
What's going on, Mike?
Why not?
No, chiller. I like what you said, Carrie, but let me say this, right? I mean, not everybody wants to be a doctor or a teacher or whatever. Some people want to be football players, basketball players, baseball players, like whatever. It's up to you. You have a choice, right?
Yes, Mikey, you have a choice.
So, like, you can't say sports or whatever is a slavery thing. I don't believe that.
What I'm saying is the slavery thing is entire communities full of black boys believing that they couldn't possibly make a buck off of their brain, and not believing that none of them aspiring to be doctors, all of them aspiring to be professional athletes. I've been working in education for over 15 years. It's weird. It's not normal. It's not just a choice. It is entire communities of black boys convinced that the only way they could ever earn a living is by bouncing a fucking ball. And no other race of people does that. And you can bring up football and hockey all you want. You're not going to find no city full of white kids where every single one of them thinks the only thing they can do to earn a living is play hockey. Only niggas do that. And it's really weird to me, the level to which niggas are willing to act like that's not weird.
No, I think any kind of Mike, you mute.
I think we're gonna be never mind that.
Okay.
I think we'll be having a begathon here soon, y'all.
What? Because he knows his headphones. No, I think any kind of.
I'm right here. Okay, I understand what you're saying, Carrie, but any race in this world is like that.
No, they're not.
Okay, hold on. You got parents will force, hey, you have to be this, you have to be that. I'm not forcing my kid to be something that they don't want to be. Right?
Do you work at a grocery store?
Why that has to be the obvious question?
Because maybe your parents should have forced you to do something.
Shit.
I mean, they gave me a choice. They said, what you want to do?
And what did you do with that choice? What illustrious profession did you follow?
Maintenance.
Okay.
Right? I chose maintenance. Which is, it's cool. You just clean, do this, do that. You ain't got to worry about people be all up in your face.
Wait a minute, Mikey. You telling me that your parents offered you a higher education, and instead of taking advantage of the higher education, you decided to clean toilets?
I mean, it was a good paying job. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't have no problem with cleaning toilets, but I just don't know why somebody that cleans toilets for a living is getting up here bragging about the way they parents.
I don't clean toilets. Okay.
Mikey to resist. Always
yeah. So here's the part where I take over.
Okay.
I'm gonna end the stream. We hopefully what we did here, you guys find some value in it, and we will be reviewing. Are we doing the movie from that beautiful?
No, we can. Yeah, we can.
Or we could reconvene and just chat and email and figure out what we're gonna be doing next. And hopefully y'all tune in, and hopefully you guys give feedback, whether it be in the comments, in the chat comments, or even email. What y'all like about it, what y'all don't like about it.
You're ending it? I thought I was doing you a favor livening it up around here.
Nah, I'm about to be up out of here.
Okay.
Because I don't want the conversation to be.
It could get deep, right?
Nah,
I understand. Like, it could get deep to the point.
It was like 8 people in the chat not saying nothing, so I was trying to introduce some. But I mean, it's your show. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
worries.
nah. It wasn't about. So it wasn't about how many people were here. You know what I'm saying? It's just about us doing something that we wanted to do. So
you want to talk about CTE, but not really like why people are choosing. Okay.
Tonight, no. Yeah, tonight was about Aaron Hernandez and our opinion of should you watch it.
Okay, I got you.
Or should you skip it?
The content is done.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not. Yeah. So I'm not.
Okay,
I'm
I'll
not.
definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah, appreciate it, but
no worries. Yeah, my fault.
Well, thank you so much for having me up. This was fun.
Listen, everybody's welcome. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have a space where everybody's welcome and talk, and specifically stick to what we're talking about.
I got you. Okay.
All right.
Well, y'all have a good night.
All right, everybody.
Hold up. Let me just get everybody from the back. All right. Cool. So we just got to figure out what we want to do next. And
yeah. We'll let y'all know. Leave comments, whatever y'all want to know. Give us something to watch, recommend. You feel me?
Yes, for sure. And obviously I'll be in touch with you, and then we could. So did you say you wanted to do like a movie, or you want to do a series?
I don't care. We can do a movie. We did a series, so we can do a movie. Try something else. See how it goes.
Okay. All right, cool. So appreciate everybody for stopping in. Hopefully y'all, like I said, got some value out of it. And y'all will tune in next time. And if you have any suggestions or anything that you think that, you want to see and you want to contribute to, feel free to reach out. And Slanda, hang tight. I'm gonna just click the stream and then just hang tight for a minute.
Ooh.
All right. Y'all be safe.